It's all good.
Got you. And like that,
we're back.
There you go.
With another
unpack. But nonetheless, it is the To Be Fair show. We back. Y'all do some shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, I got Johnny has explosive diarrhea. He couldn't make it here today. He was halfway here from Rock Hill, and he shit it out his car. But say a prayer to Johnny and his digestive system. He'll be back with us next week. But shout out to irritable bowel syndrome, I guess. But it is me. It is Q.
Oh, here.
And we back with another episode of. Damn, I want to say when I host, I always say unpack, so that's fucking me up. But the To Be Fair show, of course, y'all know we got in the background the one and only. He used to be previously known as the artist Sir A. Dot, but we renamed him. We renamed him Tone. So we call him Tone. So his mama gotta call him Tone now. His mama probably called him Tone. His mama called him Tone, so we call him Tone. Maybe she called him Terrell.
This nigga decided he was gonna go to college and get a different name, and we was gonna call him that when he came back home.
You made them call you that in college?
Calling you the same shit we called you before you left.
They was calling him Sir A. Dot.
A.
Dot was your nickname back in the day.
It was alter ego, then it became A. Dot.
But what like the niggas in the yard used to call you? It was A. Dot and you
Tone.
Oh, okay. Right. Call you Tone. So yeah, that's good. That's good.
Nonetheless, y'all see the intro of not the intro, the title. Y'all see the graphic. I don't know. I think the brother to my right, maybe on the camera is the left. He has some questions about gayness, maybe. The LGBTQ.
He's bi-curious.
Wow, listen, I'm gonna let him intro however he wants to intro the topic.
No, I just
know it got something to do with being gay.
I literally just had a question. You know what I mean? And I was trying to figure out, like, is it more gayness now? Because in my opinion, in order for it to be the same, that means that there'll be a whole bunch of closet niggas. Everybody was in the closet. Nowadays, you see it everywhere. And so my question is like, do you think that we're getting gayer? Or do you think that it's always been this gay and this everybody was just in the, you know what I mean, covering it up?
I guess I'd say if I'm just giving like a quick blanket statement, I think that people like, I don't know, is it getting more gayer? I think a lot of gay people existed previous, and they just was in the closet. That's my general thought. Could people be more susceptible to like exploring because of like it's more normalized? Probably.
So we are gayer.
But like that, I think it's like we see gayness more. It's hard, in my opinion. I think that it's hard for me to say that like niggas just got more gayer because of all these movements came from a bunch of gay people saying, fuck it, I'm willing to die to even express being gay. While also having like these long stories of like how every, like you let a gay man tell it, every straight man gay anyway.
Who the fuck?
That's what they put it. They act like they like that is there's a massive amount, like of course the hyperbole of every, but like, you know, they'll say that, you know, there's a lot of gay men that if you just put T, it'll put it up. There's a lot of men that are down low. And then next thing you know, you see on Facebook, there's like mad little groups where they out in straight niggas, they got families, even in 2025. And like it'd be like these main things.
Look at this there. Let's add those guys and the ones that are outspoken. We are gayer. If you put all as a collective. Well, you know, I'm not. Of course, I feel that. You know what I mean? If you add those numbers together, the population is more gay than it's ever been.
There's more people that are out gay. I guess that's the best way I can like really give like an affirmative would be. There's more people that are presenting gay.
Yeah, I was actually speaking to someone, and see, I actually, you know, I had smoke for studs, like for some particular ones that I got smoked for, but I actually feel sorry for them because the thing is that, well, dudes that date chicks too. It's kind of fucked up because like So let me ask you this, just because we're straight dudes, so we don't know the experience. But like, what do you think? Like the reason that women, I'll just ask the question. What do you think the reason is that women choose women that are attempting to be like men over men?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. Why do I think gay women like?
But they don't be gay though, because they still date dudes too. But it's just that I guess in between dudes, they'll date a chick sometime too.
I imagine maybe it deals something dealing with like the fact that they still have the characteristics that they want, but I don't know, like they have some version of feminine energy that they fuck with. Like I can't really answer that question. I've never really thought about why do like straight presenting gay women choose
studs.
Yeah, I guess stud presenting gay women. I don't know. Like we have to get one of them on here to
yeah, I would love to ask one of them that question, like this, because like if in my mind, if you like women, why wouldn't you like lipstick chicks? Why would you want a chick that trying to present like a dude?
Yeah, I don't like. To me, there's a bunch of parts to it that only they would kind of be able to answer. Like I can't answer that at all. Well, like it's not really far I can go inside like that conversation because it's such a niche thing that they do specifically.
Oh, I know. That's why I preface what I know we don't understand.
Yeah, like I said, the biggest thing I could think of is the fact that they still are attracted to like like the masculine and feminine and like that version of a dynamic, but men specifically have done something to them. Whether it was like abuse inside any version of that. There's been a bunch of guys that quote unquote fucked them over, or like I said, it could be more of an appeal to the idea that this woman is has like a different version of emotional quote unquote intelligence that as her, or maybe it's they are attracted to like the feminized version of what a male looks like. I don't know, like it's so many different
things that crazy. It could be. All of the things you just said, those last few sound like mental health.
Oh,
sound like a mental health doc. Because first off, you can't sit here and tell me that you. Well, I mean, the divorce rates in that sector obviously proves that they're not just this emotionally intelligent, this great thing. You know what I mean, their divorce rates higher than ours, than the men and women. Their divorce rate's like 80-something%.
Okay.
Abuse rates higher. You know what I mean? So like that can't be the answer. But if maybe they believe that. I would love to talk to some people.
What are you saying can't be the answer? We're just talking like
I'm talking about.
We're talking about attraction.
This emotional intelligence, and I was talking about the statement that you made last. That maybe it's that they feel that they're more emotional intelligent, or you know what I mean. Those last couple.
Like they could relate more on
but no, I can understand that relating. You know what I mean? Of course, she gonna care more about your makeup choice than I do. I don't give a fuck. I don't really want to walk through the.
Well, that's not emotional intelligence.
No. Go ahead. I think I cut you off, and then
okay,
we kind of.
Okay, got you. Yeah, damn, I forgot exactly what you had just said. That I was answering to. But nonetheless, yeah. I don't think emotional intelligence would be something that would specifically, would be the word, like denote success inside marriages or not, or success in relationships, or less abuse or not.
You don't think so? Emotional intelligence. If the two people coming together are both emotionally intelligent, you don't believe that would have there would be a productive, or you would see that in the stats. Like I think that like
we would see that in the stats. What do you mean?
As far as their divorce rate wouldn't be higher than.
Well, I guess like I'm saying, like I don't know how much of a difference that makes. Like most people aren't like saying that I'm getting divorced. Like if we're just talking about straight people, I don't think like arguing is like the biggest thing on the thing. It's like infidelity and money.
Yeah, but I mean, also, do you believe that like the infidelity part that is a byproduct of the arguments and the lack of emotional intelligence? I think adultery a lot of times is either, especially when you get married, a lot of people talk about not having sex as much. So that, and then also the arguing could very easily lead somebody to adultery. You see what I'm saying? The financial part, that's different.
could arguing lead you to adultery if like y'all are like consistently upset and don't deal with it with each other? Yes. But I don't think that that's like the main reason why people do like the adultery thing. I think people like don't have sex a lot when they're not attracted to each other, or they grow out of attraction on some version of it.
Or you can, you could also be with somebody for a long
and then like some people don't be having like they don't have the same sex drive.
Right.
Yeah. But I wouldn't like place it more so on like the idea of what was the other thing we just said? Like emotional intelligence. I don't know how much like arguing per se deals with that. Because like some people just be trying to argue so that they can have rough sex.
Oh yeah, fuck that, bro. Nah, that's some toxic shit. You just want to argue just so we
arguing all the time.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm literally the type nigga that like when I was younger, that whole like makeup sex thing was cool. When relationships when you just had toxic relationships, but like as an adult man, in order for me to want to touch you, I gotta like you. And I don't like your if we just got into it, I don't like your motherfucking ass right now. And I'm definitely not thinking, no, fuck that. That's the last thing on my mind. I'm trying to get the fuck away from you.
Okay. I guess this was spurred out of the gay women thing. You was asking me something dealing with this was something that I did ask someone this that was close to me, and the person, which this was a younger person, and she pretty much just told me like I love whoever loves me. Okay. So she's gay, but she's open to, and I think that's something that's becoming more normalized. This whole like just I don't know this. I guess that's just bisexual. Yeah, it's like girls have always been, at least since like I was in high school. Right, we see. Like girls have always had way more of an open spectrum of like the way they express their sexuality.
LTO say that's gay.
What's gay? Bisexual. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Did anybody else have any take on it? Because I wonder if we
take on what though?
Like, are we getting gayer?
I gave mine tone.
I was talking about the comments.
Oh, in the comments.
Let's see if anybody said.
Yeah, I just read these. Since the 60s through 70s, gay people were outed and at the same time accepted in American society, unlike African and Caribbean nations. LGBTQ since Stonewall has always been an American thing.
Niggas was gay as hell in the 70s. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah,
like that hippie time with niggas off the LSD and them little swinger parties that niggas was doing. Niggas meaning like American society in general, not specifically black people.
Yeah,
I just wish I could still say this is so gay without getting the look.
Right. And then 80s was gay as hell, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, was that
like the androgynous time where niggas was like putting the makeup on and with the shoulder pads, and like it was like a weird gay time. Yeah, like it was a weird gay time. Like
yeah, but it's just crazy, bro. It's just so much more of it. And you know something funny. I actually felt like I could be comfortable saying this with the algorithm being like it is now, that because Trump in office. Okay. If it would have been if Kamala would have won, you couldn't talk about this, bro.
Okay.
We couldn't talk about this on the pod, bro.
Maybe not. I don't know.
I think you can say it as gay. We got Trump in office. You can say that it's gay.
Well, no, I guess it's not a maybe. I think that yes, when the left is in office, generally speaking, they are way more like sensitive on that side of like the free speech shit.
For sure. What Unc talking about?
Unc said a couple things. He said the reason is that people have identity crisis and no one wants to tell them that they are having one. Historically, gay couples have always been around, even on pirate ships. A lot of gay couples were on pirate ships. They were living together at sea, 2 men, so it's nothing new.
Oh shit! I almost forgot about like what is it? Is that Greek or Roman?
The Greeks was like they sent all the women to the island of Lesbos, because they didn't want
like
too much.
And even inside like Rome, Rome or Greek, like whichever, a part of. Like it wasn't considered gay if you had sex with the man, but you was in a higher position. It was only gay if you was having sex with people on equal and whatever the whole little thing is. Like they had ingrained gayness in their culture, and that's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's hard to say it because again,
you talking about other folk. I see. The only thing I talk about is the people that I see all the time. Like I can't say that I see a whole bunch of white gay people. I'm not around a bunch of white folk.
But all right, so
I'm speaking.
So help me. So if we're not talking about everybody, you have to give like a better framing.
Now you try to put me in the box.
So basically,
say
the black community becoming gay.
Well, fuck it. I think I'll take that. Whatever. Pause. Hold on.
Well, it probably that could have probably
just based on what we was talking about. I think that was a little bit.
Yeah. What you taking?
No, fuck. No. So, but yeah, I'll just say in it because that's what I'm around. I'm literally around predominantly black people, and I'm seeing even you go to your grocery stores and things. It seems like, and I guess because it is more, especially in our community, especially like the women, they accept that shit big time. And that was like, honestly, in my last profession, when I was at the bank, I felt like, nigga, in order for you to be successful in there as a black man, you about got to be gay. Because of the team up and the way that the you know what I mean, the women was doing their thing. They do a good job, but man, I swear I felt like, nigga, you about got to be gay. And I mean, all of the straight dudes knew this though. This ain't something that it was just me talking. Mm-hmm. It was the dudes that was up there that was straight. We all noticed the same thing. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, you definitely, that's the tag team right there. The black women love the gay dudes for sure.
Well, yeah, black women do love gay dudes.
Yeah. So, but I'll say this. I said it to say, like, when I was growing up, like, well, I guess because it just wasn't socially acceptable as much as it is now. But even then, you didn't see a lot of black women with black women.
I don't have like that same experience.
Adult women. Did you see that? I think I've seen crazy amount now than we did back in the day.
For me, I think my experience would be a little different. I don't know if this is anecdotal or not. So, like, I had a cousin that had her gay experimental phase. We had like gay girl, like in the drum line back in the day. I'm
talking about grown women. Do I understand when you?
I'm about to keep going. Like, so we had like even back when you first started, I forget her name, but like one of the legendary, but back in the day you had the legends that'd come back and teach shit. One of the legends, it was a gay woman. I remember, like I said, we had gay women snare players back in the day. Like it was just like I don't know. I didn't really think of it as nothing too crazy. And then you see girls kind of like experiment and do whatever. Mm-hmm. But then I remember like, as in like gay guys, I forget his name. But like it wasn't not prevalent. So like if I think about the leader of the drill team, no, that's not CYO.
Oh, you talking about bro? The one
yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Gay person. But then I remember I can't remember his name, Mr. It's something like that. That used to help out with my mother's band. He was like an openly gay guy. And I'm trying to think of. Damn, you had said, like I remember there was like two kids who moms was gay back in the day, in which like I guess they made like the change later on or some shit like that. But like they were stud dressed women, in which, like I said, I wasn't like calculating and thinking because still the majority of people were straight, right. So it wasn't nothing that but these things at least in like I could just speak to like the west side of Charlotte. Mm-hmm. These things weren't not a thing. And then shit, I even remember it was like other niggas on the drum line in which you would hear like I don't know, I heard that nigga da.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like there wasn't a time where it was just like this like it wasn't a present thing. We used to joke on this shit a lot. And like we was unfiltered with that. And cause I remember I had to kind of like step back and think for a second, because the natural thing, in my opinion, is to be like, man, it's worse now. Gay people.
No. I'm
saying like when you're younger and until like you realize it, and it's not like fuck gay people in general, but like we grew up saying, that shit gay,
like super ill. It's like,
well, like homo was like it was a joke,
and it was also a joke for sure.
And
it still is the pause thing. Is it still like we still do that?
I remember there was and it's funny because gay girls have been accepted way longer than gay guys. Absolutely. Like going to the drum line. I remember there was a snare player from Charlotte. He wasn't from none of our schools, but he was from another school in the area. And I put it like this: he played for the House of Prayer too. And I remember
trying to figure out because there's no way I don't know this person.
Yeah, it'd be hard, but I know some niggas that would definitely know him. But he came to Central, and I remember, and none of this was even confirmed, but like niggas was like had like I don't know. Let me see how I can frame this. Like I remember niggas questioning him if he was gay, and then he never came back to the drum line.
Oh damn.
But like I said, like this is like 05, 06. He came a year after. He was the same year as me, but he came a year after. But like the whole like the gay thing, in my opinion, from when I was in high school up, I can't say that it's just been like a thing that's just boomed. It was mad gay niggas.
No, well, see, that's the thing. Like, and I was just listening to you get all of that. Never mind. I was listening to you speak, bro, to make sure
bro, I remember it at Barry. It was a whole class of the choir boys. Like I used to joke on one nigga and call him a gay nigga name. So and then he was like that was my joke to the nigga.
There were spaces where you could find it. You know what I mean? Like just like now, like I'm sure that there's always spaces where you can find a niched crowd, right? You can always.
It's still a niche thing, especially
but it's not nowhere near as niche as it was, bro. In my opinion, and at the end of the day, it don't bother me. I don't do what you do. You know what I mean? I'm not no homophobe. We're not homophobes for sure. You know what I mean? Do your thing.
Bro, in the poor communities, it was gay people out, bro. That's the best. Best I can say. At least the West Side. I can go from I'm not saying that they didn't exist. Of course, it existed. To the West Side. It wasn't like there wasn't gay people and them doing regular.
And so let's go back to this. When you look at adults, right? When you look at adults, I see more of like adult women with children together more now than I've ever than I saw it growing up. That's the points that I'm making. Not necessarily that that it didn't exist then and now is. I'm not saying.
I'm just saying it wasn't non-prevalent.
What I'm saying is that when you talk about adults, it was not as. Of course, with kids, we see like in kids, we were figuring it out. So you would see women, look, girls doing
like adult women
doing it, but like as far as like adults, so you saying that you knew a bunch of adult women or seen a bunch of adult women,
but I also don't see and know a bunch of them now. Did I see some? Yes. Do I see some now?
Where you be at, bro? Where you be at, bro? Oh, you told me you don't see. You said you don't be seeing studs every day. You told me that.
No, I don't. But like I can tell you. Are you saying like where I be at today? Like,
I'm just saying because I'm just saying it's like
I'll be like
you don't see studs every day, and I'm just like, damn, how the fuck?
No studs like. So my daily like interactions, and then I'm also not looking for. So maybe there's some gay women around, and I'm just going in there to get.
So you trying to say I'm just looking for them?
Like
no, I'm not just looking for them.
I don't know. Like so, I didn't say that, but like if that's what you want to take from
it, that's the reason why I see them. It's because I'm just looking for them.
Well, I wasn't trying to insinuate anything. I was just speaking about
go ahead.
Like my personal experience. Like so, generally speaking, like if I'm going somewhere or doing something and it's not dealing with a bunch of the people that I'm interacting with,
playing basketball.
Playing basketball, going to the store, going to like you know, like a bunch of like all the different versions.
Tells itself why you wouldn't see it like that. Like if you're talking about just then you don't go into the grocery store, right? You just go. And pick up, right?
I went to the grocery store today.
I thought you just go. You say you just go and pick up your stuff from when they.
It depends. Like I just went and got like quote unquote pause meats today. So you know, you go in, you look at.
Well, I'm just saying. So how often is that? Like how regular do you generally do you go in or do you just get or do you not go in generally?
Oh, I would say that I probably go to a store maybe daily. I probably say like because of like Walmart, Target, all those shits is right there. So if I'm doing like a big order of something, I'm gonna place it online. But generally speaking, all the 1s and 2 things, like I typically would just run up to the store and then run back. Or I'm gonna go out and go get some coffee and sit around Starbucks for a little bit and then come back. Or I'm gonna go I'm gonna just do like a random thing to get out the house and then come back.
So do you believe it's socioeconomic?
No,
because I'm saying I'm trying to figure out. You live over here, and this is a nice area, and I live in the hood, and I see it all the time.
Bro, like it's Albemarle right here.
What I'm saying is, so you're saying that you don't believe that has anything to do with it? Poverty level to have anything to do with the increase or decrease in that dynamic? Because I mean, if you're not, I'm just asking because you're saying you're not seeing it, and I'm saying that I see it all the time, and I know that the biggest difference is that I'm over there and you're over here.
Okay,
right. That would be, and I go to the grocery store pretty much weekly.
Okay,
and it's on the black side of town.
And it's like when you go in there, what is it? What percentage of people is gay women?
he be just stood searching, bro.
I'm just trying to understand, like, what percentage?
Because I secretly like them.
Bro, it's a lot of people secretly like studs.
Hey, no, that's some attractive studs. Now.
No, it is.
We're gonna play the game now.
Yeah, no, it is. I've seen an attractive stud before.
But no, like, so when you're like, what percentage of people in the store?
Right, are you talking about a percentage? How I'm supposed to? I don't know. I don't know how many people is in there. What I can tell you is that you're going to see a few every time you go. Is what I'm saying. So it's not like they're just not around. They're there. So like I see them at the Sam Lim, wherever. Generally, you gonna find they're there.
You see them everywhere you go, bro.
Because I be looking for them, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's hard for me to like place like an increasement, decreasement, because like I said, they've kind of been background noise inside environments that I've been in from 2005 up until right now. I guess it's like a 20 year space.
You said background noise. What does that mean? What do you mean when you say that? So like
auxiliary pieces of things. So like I know a person down here and then somebody over here that's attached to this. Like kind of what I just now named out. Where like these
are Toozy.
Yeah, like these are people that if I line them up, I can probably run down 15 or 20. But these are also like if I know 500 people, not like the majority of the interaction of what I'm doing.
Okay, for sure. That's not what I'm saying either. So you're saying that you believe that it's the same as far as the percentage of the population who's in the LGBT, the acronym, as far as that, you're saying that you think that the number is the same as it was when we were growing up, like it hasn't increased at all, or it's fairly the same percentage wise.
All right, so let me see if I can frame this properly. I think that reported amounts is going to easily be higher right now.
Because it's so more socially acceptable, so more people are willing to check the box.
And I don't know if there's like this spike in people just being gay.
I didn't say a
gay.
spike.
They got a gay
I didn't say a spike.
They got a gay sense.
All right, my bad. All right, so maybe that felt like a push to an extreme. I don't know if it's like a really big change from like the past 20 years, I would say, of gayness just increasing. I think that it's been put in the forefront inside a lot of like, whether you say like movies or Disney, XYZ.
They OD.
But I don't know the conversion rate of it per se. Like the kids I know still joke on like people being gay and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like again, I'm only giving my anecdotal experience, but through my anecdotes, I would say like there's not a big difference. I would maybe it increased more because of like pure exposure, but I don't know if it's drastic enough for me to care.
What you think, Tone?
I mean, I naturally think that if something's put out in the forefront a little bit more, there may be an increase in it. And there's definitely been an increase in media pertaining to becoming LGBTQ. So I do imagine that would influence some people to go in a different direction that they might not go if that media wouldn't have been a thing. So I mean, I can't say it's unreasonable to think that, but I don't think too much about it. Like,
so y'all niggas gonna make it seem like I just
I'm not thinking about,
bro. Yeah.
Nah,
okay, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Finish. I was about to say the same thing. I wanted to go on something that Q had said. Like at one point in college, like while I was the section leader of the drumline, we had, like when you're the section leader, you have to do stuff that the other people ain't got to necessarily do all the time. So it's like sometimes you have to be the more nigga. Come on, bro.
Just saying, you talking some special
shit. You jump out the ledge with that.
I'm just saying. What did you have to do?
Damn, what you actually?
I'm just trying to figure out what you had to do.
You was asking if he had to take what?
No, bro. You gotta be
wood.
What I was saying. What I was saying.
Tom, have you ever had to take wood?
He took wood, bro. He done played too many times. He done took plenty wood.
Bro, not that type.
Tone and took plenty wood.
Had to. We done
no,
played
bro.
too
Don't
many
even.
times, bro.
You can't use that in this conversation, bro. You can't use that in this conversation, bro.
He taking plenty wood.
Not the same context. They, like I was saying, sometimes you got to be more mature, like the more mature person than everybody else has been. So there was this symbol player we had on there that was like flamingly, like it was almost crazy. But it was like
a lot of the symbol players were
at the time though. It was like he was almost getting bullied to a point where it was like I had to kind of shut that down. Like it was like I had to be the person to shut that down. And
niggas was bullying him.
Bro, he kind of had it coming. It was like he was asking for it too. He was one of them people who just like he got one of them personalities. It ain't even that he just gay. It was that on top. Matter of fact, he wasn't even gay at the time. The nigga was talking about he was thinking about sucking dick.
Okay.
Hold on, what?
And I think maybe during that time that might have been like the difference, because when I think about it, like with the guy that I'm thinking about,
hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. What you said? He said he was thinking about what?
He told somebody he was thinking about sucking dick. Like that's where he was at, bro.
Okay, my bad, bro. Gotta make sure I heard what you said.
Yeah, but no,
thinking about it.
Like pause, but going to that point, I think that when I think back to the guy that niggas had like the weird little like confrontation with on like the back of the bus on like a band trip. It was more so around the idea of not being out per se. Cause like I think like when we go when I think back, it was Cassandra, she was gay. Shorty on the tenor, she was like the drum and generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, 7 times out of 10 on the drum line, the girls they end up being gay.
Yes.
So like that's like the other piece where like there's natural overexposure in my opinion to like gay women inside the drum line. So like you kind of like accidentally know them, and then even if they're not gay, they also probably then got hit on enough by some girls because they just around the gay girls.
You know, you just gotta give it some time. You give it some years down the line, give them some time, and they end up being gay.
Yeah, that's pretty much,
I don't know if they end up being gay, but I think that they've at least experimented or something like that. Didn't.
Bro, yeah, like just I'm thinking about.
I can go like the ones at Syndrome. All the girls weren't gay. Like there's some married ones for sure.
Okay.
Right now. But I would say that the biggest difference inside what you were saying, and maybe why he was kind of ridiculed, because I also when I think back, there was maybe like 1 or 2 gay cymbal players, and then we all know like a gay cymbal player.
Yeah.
But when they lean into it, especially when you're in college, it's like a big gay like fashion troupe community in which they just be on their own type time and doing shit.
They definitely be on the modeling. What is it? The fashion modeling jump?
Yeah, whatever that thing is. Like they between the dance troops and the modeling shit, like it's gonna be, you know, all them people is over there.
The niche community.
But in college, outside of like niggas hiding it, niggas didn't care. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And all right, but you explained it like he wasn't completely like, so he was inside that space where niggas ridicule niggas that wasn't out.
Yeah, but it started to become a thing, and it's like I had to shut that down. Like, nah, we got to have respect for everybody. Like, and I've carried that ever since, because it was like, yeah, it was really becoming a thing. Like watching him get picked on every day to the point like he's coming crying.
Oh yeah, no, that's that bullshit.
And we in college, like I'm like, nah, bro. Like it definitely was.
And then the reality is that like we can only imagine the pressure is of somebody that wants to be a thing but can't be the thing because of also, you know, I imagine it's probably like a family acceptance thing, a friend's previous acceptance thing.
I think he was like a foster kid. He was really just trying to figure his self out, like period.
Well, that's like, his own like hyper different dynamic like, too.
It was like he was kind of weird already. Like he was a quirky dude, and he was trying to figure himself out.
Oh no, he had a whole lot of shit. A lot of that shit probably came through some different versions. Like foster care comes with its own versions of trauma
for sure.
Real quick sidebar. We'll get right back to this. I'm just gonna let y'all know. Yesterday I got pressed. I got pressed by Auntie, and she said, "Hey, y'all acting like black folk." Not in a good way. Well, not in a bad way, but not in a good way. But she was like, "Hey, listen. The thing is, like, you gotta follow through on things."
What are you talking about? We acting like
shout out to Auntie Heart's Desire Gifted.
Shout out Aunt Sabura.
Remember we like if you donate, we get a shirt.
Oh damn, yeah.
And we haven't you know, filled our end of the bargain. And I was like, you're right.
Absolutely.
First of all, like you're right, and I can give you justification to why it hasn't happened. But at the end of the day, you're right. Yeah,
we'll do
right.
better.
Yeah,
we're gonna get it right.
Yeah, we gonna get it right. My bad. You were saying it's something about like it's more gay people.
Oh no. And the funny thing is, like, when I was in college, my roommate was gay. He was on the drum line. He was gay. Mm-hmm. Bentley, super cool dude. Mm-hmm. Super cool. And like, I make jokes, you know what I mean? But he was cool though. You know what I mean? It wasn't no big deal at all. So like, I'm not homophobic at all. I just was just thinking about it. It's like,
wait, you just pulled out the I had a gay friend,
bro.
Yeah, I knew that was.
I got black friends.
Yeah,
I knew that was
friend card out.
No, Jay, that's like he was like super cool. Like, I actually like went to his home. He was from Statesville.
You went home with him?
Yeah, I ended up going and staying at his mom's crib in the country.
And everything.
There's so many jokes here. It's just too many jokes. But
it is what it is.
So he took you back to meet his. There's so many jokes.
So that shit ain't that funny, bro.
Bro, he took you to meet his family, bro.
Nah, bro.
So just help me understand. So y'all were living. So you was living with a gay man, and he took you to meet his parents.
The thing was is that, and like you say,
when you met him, did you have to be like, I'm straight?
No, I didn't.
Or did they think that like you was like his masculine boyfriend?
No, bro. Get the fuck out.
So what did they think when you? Did they know he was
talk
gay?
about it no more, bro?
But hold on, no, this is interesting space. So did they know Did they know he was gay already?
It's interesting space.
It is. Did his parents already know he was gay?
I'm pretty sure his mom knew he was gay.
Okay, and when her gay son brought a man
crazy,
back to the
bro.
house.
The funny thing is, you saying this, I never even thought about it. I never even thought about it. That's crazy. I don't know what the fuck she thought it was. And that's crazy, honestly.
Y'all didn't like stay in the same room that had his people house the other day, John.
No, bro.
Okay, all right.
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
Where'd you stay at?
That's crazy, bro. That's fucked up, bro. That shit ain't funny, bro.
But go ahead. You was telling us about your gay roommate.
Either way, Bentley had all of the whole. He actually
crazy gay name too.
We called him Bentley. He looked like Mr. Bentley. All you talk about the females on the fashion joint. Yeah. All of them love Bentley.
Yeah,
nigga needed some smoke. Well, we was broke as hell in college, and he could get money from the girls all the time to buy trees. Like, we literally would like. That's where if we was broke, he can just go in. That was before I started selling trees in college. But
how long did you like inside
get the fuck out of here, rotation? Bro. I can see your face, bro. It's all in your face.
In the weed rotation, how close to big?
Hell, that's crazy, bro.
Or was you intentionally?
I don't even want to talk about this shit no more, bro. That's crazy.
Would you intentionally be like three people down, or?
That's crazy, bro.
Tone, you ever smoke weed with somebody else gay?
I don't want to think about that shit. I know I have, bro.
That's crazy, bro. That's fucked up. You
like, whether you know
you
it or
ain't
not.
supposed to think about it. That ain't something you was ever supposed to think about, bro. That's fucked up.
Y'all was supposed to like burn it to do the little thing y'all do when people look it real good. Just do that one more time.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
That's just a fucked up.
I was never like a big smoker, so I don't really have like those experiences.
Damn. That fucked me up.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something that threw me off. It was a homie I had in college, and I just thought, like, I went over his house. This the guy. Matter of fact, I went over his house to listen to Section 80.
Okay.
Now, nothing happened. No. This is like one of the only times we actually did it.
We gonna figure it out in a second.
Because the dude was.
And it's fucked up. He got to leave with nothing happened.
Nothing.
Yeah, bro. Because I'm like, all these y'all going there.
He also said we went to listen to sex, so I ain't know.
No, I said Section 80.
No. You went to say When you first said it, I was like, oh, but then you ended with in 80.
Like, oh,
nah, bro.
Yeah.
Like, so dude, like we was listening to Section 80. He was introducing me to Kendrick Lamar. that was so nobody knew this dude was gay. He used to hang with like a whole bunch of the guys or whatever. So nobody knew he was gay or nothing like that. But it was like you kind of wondered, but nobody knew anything. We get out of college, this dude is turns himself to a whole woman. And there's other stories that happen.
That's got to be crazy.
That jump was like, bro.
The switch up is crazy.
Yeah, because it was like, I was thinking back later to that day with the Section 80. It was like, did this nigga invite me over for a date?
Hey, Tone, can we get an intermission meme play really quickly?
Oh yeah.
If you could do that for us really quick. And we're gonna hop right back on the gay man that you went and listened.
Nah, bro, no. We ain't hopping back on nothing.
Go to the one where you completely solo the screen.
So yeah.
Just not that one. Not that one. It's
solo your share screen.
Share screen.
No, which one?
Right here. Go up. Okay. There we go. My boy.
Let me see.
That was my bad.
Oh yeah, bro. I forgot, bro. That fell. I wanted it to happen too. It fell all the way down.
Hold it. Tone, you got to talk to the people and let them know.
Yeah, let's see. Man, I ain't had no interest. Oh, this was good.
Finish telling them a story about you going to his house and what happened,
bro. I already finished the story. Hey, bro, I really was questioning whether this dude invited me to a date, though, bro. Like, wait. like later on, I was like, because I didn't know he was gay, but it was like it was some straight, like it was questionable at the time. Like, bro, it's kind of weird. Like,
I don't know, Tone. You done told me a couple of times,
bro. You just told us. You just told us about the whole dude taking you home.
This man that told me a couple times about people thinking you was gay, bro. You done told me a few stories. What happened, bro? Why do they keep coming at you like that,
bro? People think a whole bunch of people gay, but ain't no gay dude took me home to their family and introduced me to.
Hey, I remember this man. Let me see if I got one of the homies. I'll tell y'all who it was after the show. If y'all remember, one of the homies told me he was walking down the street and dude tried to pick him up.
Like, hey,
he just tried to treat him like a statute.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, to offer him a ride.
But he was like, hey, like how did you approach him? That's wild.
It was wild. Like he told me this. He told me he was like, he was walking down, like just walking home from work,
and he was like, "Damn, that's crazy to hear a nigga say that." Like when you just walking, that's as a straight man.
That's crazy.
Getting catcalled as a straight man is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
You getting catcalled by another straight man too?
No, Buddy was gay. He was like literally like Buddy was trying to. Yeah, he said he had to tell him he ain't. You know what I mean? He ain't on that type time. That's tough.
Yeah.
Like, what about you? What about you? Know what I mean, what about you makes you look like you is impossible?
I used to feel insecure about that shit, but at some point, somebody like a whole bunch of I forgot where I heard this from, but a whole bunch of dudes done been hit on. They was like, if you worth anything, some gay dude is gonna hit on you at some point. Like, think about it, dudes hit on everybody anyway.
So you trying to say that niggas that I'm not worth anything?
You said what?
Is that what you said? Because you said if you worth anything,
bro, you be doing that thing a lot, boy. Like a nigga make their own statement, and then
no, he just said if you're worth anything. In this episode. So hold on. He said if you're worth anything, then the gay dude will try to hit on you at some point.
But that's not a denotion to you. He's just like he said that's what people said, and it justified it for him.
No, he said y'all think about it. He said think about it. If you worth anything, a dude would hit on you.
So when you shooting I'm
trying to figure out what is he talking about. Like this,
you understand what I'm saying? So you saying that?
So I understand.
So you telling me it ain't never been a gay dude tried to question you or tried you? A gay dude
tried me, but I know I did hear of a gay dude liking me in high school.
Oh no, listen,
bro, that nigga.
I went to college, so.
You don't remember?
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, bro. Like,
no, that shit. And I'm gonna tell. Okay, it was an awkward space though. I'm just gonna tell the story because he already brought it up. So the gay dude, like I was, playing with the girls or whatever. And
that was crazy.
Sabora said, "No, I don't know any straight man that's comfortable getting hit on. Ain't nobody comfortable getting hit on. You have to register in your head, like, because at first you be like, man, what about me made this nigga think that he could come up to me?
Oh no, like,
and then you got
just the sort of like social media where it's just like they'll just send something. Yeah. Now that like I think to what Tone is saying, especially if you went to college and it's like you're around like a bigger pool, like you'll get one or two inside your inbox. You just gotta unfriend.
Yep.
Move on.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie.
Because you gotta think that the thing is, what they all say is that like they just shoot, and then it be some straight niggas that'll answer, and then start a conversation.
Oh, damn, that's
and shit
crazy
like that.
if you think about it, because they in the closet, dude. Like,
then he's like, oh, well.
Then that's crazy. So you just shoot, and then
Think about what niggas do anyway. Niggas just shoot.
Like,
Gay men still niggas.
Yeah, that's crazy. And then you
that's
get to dude that's playing straight, and then
you just up. If you're not playing those games, just unfriend and you move on. That's
yeah, that's crazy.
Yep. Let's move on from that.
Yeah, I guess.
And then the next thing is Diddy. Like, come on, bro. Like,
oh yeah, hold on. Let me just ask you this before we go to the Diddy. This man Vlad keeps saying that it's gay adjacent. He said, because he'll ask, do y'all think Diddy's gay? And some people be like, yeah, he be doing gay. Yeah, he done some gay shit.
Didn't he say he was at one point? Or was that?
I don't know about that. But let me just finish this real quick. He said that Diddy's not gay. He ain't done nothing gay. He just did some gay adjacent stuff. So rubbing the nigga sperm on your chest, that ain't gay adjacent.
Right.
That's gay.
Well, yeah, I guess that is that because it's a sexual thing with the man. It's not gay adjacent per se.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how Vlad keeps
Yeah, I think if because they had this conversation on the Joe Budden podcast before too, in which like surprisingly Mark Lamont was saying that he's gay.
Mark Lamont was gay?
No, he was saying Diddy was.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But Joe Budden and them was kind of like, oh, he just into freaky shit. Everybody got their freaky shit or whatever. And it was interesting because typically Mark Lamont Hill is like he's more of a leftist on the podcast. But in essence, a lot of them had the agreement of it's not gay, it's gay adjacent to what you're saying because he didn't suck a dick or let a guy penetrate him or some shit like that. I don't know.
Well, see, I still say I understand how you're trying to, you know what I mean, separate the two things, but you're gay though.
Yeah, I'm not here to argue the point. Like, as you laid it out, like I get it. Like if you're especially another man's bodily fluids,
come on,
right after a sexual act.
No pun intended.
Yeah,
he said, "Come on!" Right after that, no pun.
Oh God, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's literally what he was doing. He was rubbing that on. Yeah,
that's crazy, bro.
But yeah, I would imagine like yeah.
Y'all want to talk about the actual case a little bit?
Go ahead.
So I wanted to see. I mean, we've had a little back and forth. I want to start here. Tone. How much time you think he should get?
As far
did you follow?
I didn't follow everything, but as far as I seen, he's pretty much guilty of being a freak.
Yeah, they just gave him what was it? Like a prostitution charge. What was it? They gave him.
Yeah.
You looked. Y'all had
I ain't got my phone. I can try and.
He was
find
convicted of 2 counts of.
In essence, he was flying out prostitutes.
I don't say Diddy is not gay, brother love is.
Oh, the egos, the alter ego. What is Sean John in?
Okay, here we go, right here. Come on, bro. It shouldn't even take all this.
And possibly, Tone, if you just go to my memes, I think that I might have the actual whatchamacallit.
Yeah, they ain't say it right. They just said Combs was convicted of 2 counts of the prostitution related charge.
Yeah, but it was flying. It was flying prostitutes across the country,
and then those prostitutes was technically like some women that
they voluntarily were. Yeah, so it wasn't like involuntary. So that's what I'm asking. That was the big reason for looking for the charge, was to see how much time you think he should get. There's no minimum for this sentence for those 2 charges. The maximum is 10 years. So the worst case scenario, he can do a dub.
Bro, I don't understand what he's guilty of exactly, except being a freak. The putting hands on Cassie shit, but she was.
But that was already. That's completely aside from that,
think
because
flying prostitutes across the country is illegal.
Since they identified as prostitutes.
These were male escorts that he was flying out.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, okay, so he was flying out male escorts
to drop Cassie off. So Cassie was doing a whole bunch the fucking. She was doing the fucking. And
are escort services legal? I thought that was a legal thing. But you can't have sex within the escort service.
Right.
We're using the word escort loosely. Like it's males that they were hiring to fuck her.
Pretty much.
Yeah. It's an illegal act.
Say we finding niggas off Craigslist.
Yeah, they were finding the niggas off Craigslist.
That is crazy.
But what is it? Oh, but we got what Mom do say?
She said, I have a friend who is gay and I respect her.
Oh, absolutely. We respect gay people. We probably all got friends. Matter of fact, one of the homies from the port and all of that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, we have Vo here.
Vo. Oh yeah, Vo was on the show and everything. Yeah, we talked about him being gay. So yeah,
I don't have any animosity towards gay people at all.
I was just asking the question.
They cool ass niggas.
Yeah, but what you think What you think he should get, Tone? Man, they give him that he can get 20 years. They got 20 years on the table, but then there's also no minimum sentencing, so it could be you can go home.
I don't really like questions like this, but just for the sake of answering the question, shit, man, 2-3 years.
Okay, that's pretty much right. What me and G was saying. It's like, to me, I feel like I understand he's the shitty person and all that. We can't talk about all. We only thing we can talk about is the conviction, what he was convicted for. And to me, flying somebody out. First off, I don't believe it should be illegal at all. You should. I don't think that paying for sex should be illegal. That's stupid. If it's two consenting adults exchanging goods and services, what difference do that make? Why does somebody got to go to jail for it? That's crazy.
My whole thing is that a lot of celebrities do this same thing, and I'm trying to figure out why he got all the way singled out. Like, we done got all the way in his business, and we still don't know the Epstein list. We don't know who's rocking with Weinstein.
Well, they have the Epstein list. It's something about them.
They ain't talked about nothing about it. And it's like, when you really looking at all of that stuff, they've been talking about releasing it.
Well, the powerful white people, they just kill that person.
They junk under the rug.
They kill that person or kill the people that's related to it. That's kind of what they did.
Like Charlie Sheen still doing shows. Kevin Costner still.
I thought Charlie Sheen died.
No, I don't think Charlie Sheen did. Or Charlie Sheen did die, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
I couldn't remember. He was still doing stuff even after all the stuff that was known about him. They were still hiring him for shows.
I thought he was just had AIDS. What did he have AIDS and was fucking women or something like that?
I think so at one point. But Charlie Sheen did a lot. But it's like, bro, it's a plethora. Not even just him. He just one of the examples. It's a plethora of white people who have been caught doing the same thing, and you ain't heard all of this news like they done did with Diddy. And when I first heard somebody like, I think Umar was saying, Umar was trying to Umar was trying to say something about this at first, and I wasn't listening. I wasn't trying to hear that at first. But like, as I watched this whole thing go, it's like, yeah, they really going after this man, and they constantly keep going after our people, and then they don't say nothing to nobody else. Like,
well, I don't agree with that. Too.
Yeah, because they be getting white.
Bro, they get them arrested, but they don't do the same thing to their.
But the whole Me Too movement wasn't about black men. That was about white men.
They didn't.
That's crazy.
What white man got like?
What Trump?
Like what white man really got?
CK, I can just pull
some
up.
of these people still ended up they still have careers. It's not like I don't feel like they put these people down as much as they have done.
But matter of fact, Weinstein got 36 years. He's one of the poster childs of it. He's an entertainment mogul that was white that got outed during the Me Too whole little thing. The Epstein thing was during the Me Too thing as well.
I think he just I think Weinstein ended up messing with the wrong person, and they put him out there, and that's how that happened. Because I think he would have just got swept under the rug too if it wasn't for the fact he probably messed with the wrong person. Like, yeah,
I don't know. During that time, it just seemed like they was hunting them white men. But I think Bill Cosby might have been the only black man I could think of.
Bro, what I'm saying is a whole bunch of these celebrities do it, and they just be sweeping the stuff under the rug. Like it's not news constantly on your screen over and over and over again.
But the Epstein thing was a fairly big thing, and like that did have a run
a long time too.
And even him dying was a big thing. His list is still a thing, especially when you go into
Maxine,
like the
what's her name?
Maxine? like the MAGA and the Trumper people, like the Epstein thing. That's why your boy Elon threw the shit out there. You know who's on the Epstein list? Because he knows that riles up the base. Mm-hmm. Because them niggas love to like point to Democrats about the Epstein shit. Oh, you know, Bill Clinton is why we can't fuck with Hillary. Like they used to run that shit a lot.
Yeah, it's just it did call the question though, like how quick I am to like go down, like really drill down on the black man. Like you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, see, my thing is like again, I'm an accountability guy. So he's a shitty person, but at the same time, what he's convicted of,
exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like what they do is they try to make you look real. They made him look really bad, and then this trial made him look even worse to where it's just gonna be a dub for his career. That's a dub. Like the whole once all of the other shit was okay, but once they got to the rubbing the on your nipples and shit, once that came out, like that was like okay
enough. This probably not a dub.
That's just too
career. Like,
but they say that I was listening to I can't remember the guy's name, but he does a podcast and he was interviewing the mobster guys and all that stuff. But they said that Diageo, that the tequila company, said they owe that nigga like $2 billion.
Okay.
He said that pretty much they was trying to that was the thing that they was, you know what I mean? It was them, and you know people were already talking about the alcohol thing. You know what I mean?
But if the liquor thing, like that conspiracy was true, like the RICO was the way to get that.
Yeah, and it just fell through. It fell through. That really, at the end of the day, it doesn't look like you should have even. There was no grounds for the RICO, like nothing that came out.
So said they tried to run a RICO on this man. Like,
yeah, well, that was.
I was listening to somebody speaking, and I think that there is a couple things that the jury took into consideration, that because you know, like they had the back and forth thing where, so with Diddy, technically he had, you know, enough of the attributes to meet a RICO. But then there's also the idea of like the letter of the law and the intent of the law. And that's the part where like it's not really intended for freaky niggas that got money, that, you know what I mean? Like it's more so like for mob and more real organized crime.
Well, you could have said,
and that was the nuance that they kind of leaned on in a bit of like making the decision.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? So that like the BMF, that's a RICO. You know what I mean? BMF is a RICO. The mob, what's his name? The mob dude.
Gotti.
Yeah, he was. That's obviously RICO charges. I guess the latest one we seen, well, the Young Thug thing that obviously was not based on the information that interview. Well, I mean, I listen to Lil Woody too. So based on what he was saying, he was doing that shit himself. But anyway,
doing that shit himself.
Woody, when he was, you know what I mean, being when he was terrorizing motherfuckers, he was doing that. It wasn't because he was a part of a gang. You don't believe it?
Yeah, that's what he said. You know,
I believe
them niggas. Listen, all right, I'm gonna be honest. Like the YS, all right. So I think Diddy and YSL is like a different thing. With Diddy, I think where he was able to kind of get through, because if you line up the things that are in a RICO, you can make a solid case, and like a case was made for it. But the reality is that it wasn't necessary. Like what he was doing was on more freaky, illegal shit than like organizing and terrorizing people.
Right.
But he also was a fucked up person that abused women. Right. So like it's like this really close line, right? But if he had like multiple women outside of his girlfriend, then it would make more sense. But it seemed like he just was doing the shit to his girlfriend. Yeah. So then you're looking at like intent versus the letter of the law, and then what this precedent would set moving forward for rich people that, you know, could get somebody to go get them drugs, abuse their woman. Like it'd be a really slippery slope.
Well, I mean, what they're saying that even convicted him of the what he's convicted of, the whole prostitution thing, then that's still that
I don't think
the intent. So okay, well, I can tell you this. I don't know too many dudes that made decent money that hasn't had a girl fly to where they are. Even if y'all, let's say y'all was actually you was getting to know her and you fly her over there. you have sex with her, and let's say you bought something. Like that's not the intent either, right?
But that's not sex trafficking or prostitution.
My thing is that
like, if we're talking about like somebody that is an actual sex worker and flying them to where you're at and paying them to have sex.
Was it a legal escort service or like?
Well, I know the Punisher dude. You know the Punisher, right? He was a stripper. He was a stripper, but then they had paid him quite a few times. I think
every time he came, he was getting paid.
Yeah, he was getting paid.
Punisher.
Yeah, that's what that nigga name was, the Punisher.
Bro, that's crazy.
This nigga name was the Punisher, bro. But yeah.
Diddy forgot he was black and they smacked him with that.
But all right. So we was getting to the Diddy YSL, and that's where I think what he's convicted of is like the most concrete thing that you can convict him of, which he just did. He did fly out prostitutes to fuck his wife. Which can't fly out prostitutes, just is what it is, right? The YSL thing. Reality, I think that they got off of bad prosecution.
For sure. That's literally what it got.
Like it was like the niggas was in the gang and they was doing gang shit. And the reality is that when gangs are doing gang shit together,
it's a RICO.
It is actually a RICO.
Yeah.
But
they just figured to get out of it.
Well, and it was just like inadequate prosection.
Right, the prosecution was trash. That was a state case. And they said the biggest difference was like Diddy. This is a Fed case versus the YSL. That was a state case, which the feds generally don't. But I feel like they lost. They lost this, even if they get this little. You know what I mean? They
talking about Diddy and them.
Yeah, they still lost.
I think
unless they got I don't know what you was trying to get him.
Well, I don't know what I'm trying. Like to me, I think that. I just hold the same stance. Like, I was never somebody that was coming in here and was like, Diddy needs. Like, I didn't really have like big Diddy conversation or takes or anything like that. I didn't really follow the thing like that either. But it's because of I don't care about like outlier people and the things that they do. And so like if I don't care to like hold them accountable, like that whole little thing. I'm also not caring to specifically defend them because of I look at them as their own little bubble that's over here. That's not it's not indicative of real people and real things at all. And so for me, I just kind of keep it at his own thing where, well, if he did it and he's convicted, all right, cool.
But don't we can look at that's the only point that I'm making.
Look at the statues if it makes sense, cool. But like I know I like if this was Mahatma Gandhi, and he wasn't racist, then maybe I would think to be like, well, don't get this brother, this good brother. Yeah, I just don't care. Like if a shitty person gets some version of anything.
No, listen. I 100% understand because, like, honestly, I think that pretty much damn near 90% of famous people and rich people are trash people. I just believe that once you get to a certain level of money, you do shit like what you see that they do. Like I think that once you do that, that's why honestly I'm not no person that's just like the love of money thing is just something that I don't care to be a part of just because I believe that begots this type of behavior. But and I don't really care. Like it doesn't affect me whether he does 10 or but it's all about what the only reason why I'm asking the question is I want to know what do you believe is fair based on what he's convicted of. If they have no minimum and the maximum is 10 and you got 2 counts so he could get a dub. Just to, like, what are you thinking? It's not that it matters. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't do anything to or for me at all. Yeah. I don't really give a fuck. But just for conversational purposes, it's just like, do you think he should be? It should be in question that he could get a dub. That he could actually do 20 and they run them bitches and they don't run them. What do you call it?
Concurrent.
Concurrent.
Oh no, or they run them concurrent.
Concurrent is when they run them at the same time. If they don't run them concurrent. Yeah, that's 20 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if they about to convict him for no 20. I don't think they about to give him no 20.
No, I'm just saying, do you think that should be even the option?
I would go with like, to me, I just leave it to legal purposes. It's kind of like the same conversation I was having in the thing. If what he did meets the statute that like the crime that he convicted does, then whatever it is, whether he did a medium amount or an excessive amount, that should be like the area of it. I haven't looked at the case enough to know if like he was meeting whatever the maximum amount of flying out niggas to fuck your female would be. But if he was, then do as thou
and then on top of that, she was the one contacting him. She was the one paying.
Well, I think that
that's the other part. Cassie should be.
They gave her immunity, so that's just how the thing is. The fact that the courts do that shit and allow you to snitch even though you're guilty, that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
we gonna get you to tell the story on this motherfucker.
Well, that's how you get like somebody inside like that. That's heavy in power.
Yeah,
that's how you get the bigger people.
I mean, I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, with Cassie, yes, I think that. She has guilt at hand for sure. I also think that
could you stay with her?
Well, let me finish this point. I also think that all of it was Diddy's for like she was doing like a part of her job for Diddy. Diddy put her on dummy missions in a studio and had her coordinate the fuck sessions that he watched with. I forget what the nigga said.
They read the text. She was like, "Wish we could have got a freaky off." Before you left,
I get the idea that like eventually it became like a thing that whether like however you want to say like she learned to love, she loved initially, it became like a casualty of the lifestyle, whatever the thing is. The initial because like him and all of his women, like the Jane Doe and the other. They all kind of have like similar stories of like
him being a shitty person.
Him being a shitty person, like the freak off thing, the exercising of power to get them to do things that they didn't want to, and then them having to be happy to do it and shit like that. Like it's like like normal power trip shit that people with power do.
The danger in this game though is that the stories that's untold is a lot of these women be down for the shit they be participating in. A lot of the people who be participating in this shit be down for it. But now after a case like this, they're gonna be able to like how many cases gonna come out the woodwork or settlements gonna be coming out the woodwork.
Well, I think if he got guilty, I don't know. Now
they would have charged. Yeah, if he would have got guilty, they did. But see, the thing is, she's still gonna make like 30 million. Out. So this right here, she making 30 million off of this.
What you mean by that?
She making that's what she gonna get.
Why she getting 30 million off of this?
Because of because she got 10 from the hotel that had the footage. She sued them and got 10 from that. Then she got 20 from him.
Oh, you
for the actual tape. So this was all based on the tape. So she's at the end she's getting the 30.
Oh yeah, get that 30 off that like him beating you and.
But see, this is another thing.
Like, what does that have to do with this trial? That's not the trial.
This trial specifically, no.
Oh yeah, I don't care about that. The nigga's a billionaire and he beating his woman out in public and dragging her back to the freak off. It's nasty work. Like,
I'm not condoning.
And then he pressed the people to make sure he can't get the footage out and like all the stories, like her being disfigured, can't go to the award shows and shit like that. All the different little pieces. Like I don't care. Like the reality is that like at first he said no and then he settled for
even
that.
How he took
and
her.
So like he chose to do that because he knew whether more of that she was going to say or whatever she came out and said. He understood that those skeletons existed in his closet.
100%.
So like I don't care, bro. Like, a nigga that's a billionaire, you got to give up 30 million for beating women. Don't beat William.
Yeah. Or no, I agree. But so let's not go because like at the end of the day, generally I've actually been like I've seen relationships that are like that they both touch each other. Generally, when you see like when people say abusive relationship, nigga, she be stealing off. You know what I mean? They have an abusive relationship. It's just toxic on both sides. So like generally when you see that they end up staying together too. It's like they both fucking hit each other. But at the end of the day, as a man, I understand you shouldn't be hitting.
Cassie was getting this shit off on Diddy.
I mean, you can listen to like Roger Bonds talk about like, yeah, I've seen her hit him. You know what I mean? And him trying to keep her off of him. Like that. When you see those type of scenarios, those abusive relationships, generally those people they're abusive to each other.
Okay.
But yeah, no, as a man, you still, I mean, at the end of the day, it's gonna look different. But women can get on your ass too, bro. That's the thing. Yeah, they can get on your ass too. Yeah.
Y'all done seen niggas get beat up by women?
Yes.
Nah, you definitely. I remember I seen the stud get beat up by her girlfriend. Her girlfriend was the lipstick
that too,
and she
Well, that's different. You see how you jumped off the ledge. I said, have you seen men get beat up by women? You said I seen a stud.
No, I said yes first, and then I thought about the conversation we was having earlier. No, I have. Because at the end of the day, all she gotta do is hit you with something. If she hit you with something, it's still you gonna get your ass whooped.
Oh, all right. We ain't gotta get into the stud fight. I
wasn't on the stud fight. I went back to the dude, but whatever. Bro.
Oh, you seen the dude get hit with something, and then he lost to his woman.
No, I didn't see that. I saw all she got to do is, but I have seen a woman at the end of the day, and I don't know too many dudes who ain't been touched by a woman before.
All right, we're moving the conversation again.
You said, beat up. We're gonna go to beat up.
Tone, you seen a man get beat up by a woman?
Bro, do you know my mama?
Yeah, I do know Ms. Roz that make the good banana pudding.
My mama got hands too.
Five banana pudding. My mama. That's not any kind of like sexual innuendo joke. She just makes really good banana pudding.
No, it's a sexual innuendo joke for me.
She might be watching the show. What?
So, what did you say? Say that word again.
Innuendo.
Okay, no, you struggled at first.
That's because I'm saying it fast, but yeah, that is a sexual innuendo to Mama Roz. I love it.
She might be watching the show.
I hope she is watching. I'll be that later. No, I'm playing, man.
Yeah, I'm about to say
these is just jokes.
I was only speaking for myself. Whatever these guys got going on.
Yeah, I ain't gonna tell none of my mama's stories, but I watched her
put pause on me,
bro.
Nah, dude, Little Man. Did your mama used to date Little Man?
No, bro. My mama didn't. My mama grew up with all brothers for one. Like she has all brothers. My dad has all sisters. So she already had to deal with that, but she was fighting boys in school, and I seen her fighting growing up too. Yeah, she got hands. I wouldn't try.
Yeah, I seen her put pause on your ass. I wouldn't try either. That 3-piece was lethal.
Okay, all right. I don't know. Diddy trial. Is there anything else to kind of talk through?
Oh yeah, I think that they should max him out about 2 years. I think that if he by the time we get in there, they get in the court October, that'll be about a year. And then if he just sat down for another 365, I wouldn't be mad at that. For what he was convicted of, another 365, I wouldn't be mad at that. But I think anything over 3 years is roof. That's OD in my opinion.
Give him 3, give him 10. I don't care.
Yeah, 10 is just excessive.
That nigga's celebrity that just
I don't care about it. It ain't like I'm gonna goddamn go and do a protest. I don't give a fuck that much.
Free Diddy.
I say it jokingly.
Asabro said if he mad enough, we ain't beating no man.
Hey, listen, I'll let you speak.
No, I don't see. I at the end of the day, if she hit you, like she grabs something and hit you with it, and you go to sleep, then you just got beat up.
You seen somebody go to sleep off something a woman hit him with?
No, I ain't seen it. But what I'm saying is,
hypothetical.
So you telling me you don't think a woman can hit you with something hard enough to put you to sleep?
Like if I'm like just sitting here and she walk up behind me or something.
Oh, you said
what are you talking about? Like, what are you saying? Like, what would a woman have that she's yielding at a faster speed that I see that she's gonna hit me with? Me personally, I don't know.
You got a bat, anything. Yeah, she could knock you out, bro.
But I see it.
Yeah, she said,
I don't personally think I could see it, and then a woman could knock me out.
Yeah, I think
they could shoot me or something like that.
I think it could happen. I think it could happen, but I know that if
a woman swinging a bat, you would just let her back up while she swings and then come and rush.
She said she talking toe to toe.
No. Toe to toe, she got a that's an L.
Yeah, I would agree that most of the time, if the woman wins, it's because the man ain't trying to dog.
Yeah.
What about Carissa Shields and Papoose? Who wins?
Nah, Carissa could put some paws on you.
She'd put paws on him. She got a little head too. I feel like niggas that got little heads, they probably are more likely to get concussed. like because the head's so small, like them big head niggas, like Tyson. Tyson got a big head. Like the heavyweights, you don't really see a lot of heavyweights with like small heads. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, bro.
Like sometimes niggas be having
it's a whole YouTube channel that is dedicated to women trying to fight men. And they always lose. Please send me that channel because I would watch it.
No, I did see this video. This she was getting the best of bruh, but you could see he was letting her get the best of him. He just wasn't fighting back, and then she hit him hard enough to piss him off.
What about like a fair like Carissa and Papoose?
That ain't fair, bro. Carissa is a fucking boxer, bro.
But it's man versus women.
Yeah, but
he got like testosterone bone density or something.
He be boxing too.
Yeah, but I'd say I wouldn't date no woman that just box and shit.
No, because she might could beat your ass.
Yeah, she might goddamn.
What about a UFC woman?
No, I ain't playing with none of that shit.
See, I'd date a boxing woman before a UFC woman.
I would definitely date a boxing woman before.
Like if you ever like
simply their ears, just look at their ears, and that shit's just not attractive to me.
Well, I don't care nothing about the ears.
I care about the ears.
Oh, nah. I ain't gonna see it.
No, that cauliflower
ear ugly as fuck, bro.
Like, yeah, I'm about to kiss.
Bro, you can find ways around it.
I can find a way around that shit.
Like if the only like if she dropped dead gorgeous and it's just the ear, there ain't gonna be a reason you gonna.
I ain't gonna be able to do it, man.
Okay, but the point that I'm making is that with the wrestler women, because that'd be if we're talking about like women that are inside combat. The scale would definitely be professional wrestling. But my bad, I'm starting the wrong way. Professional wrestling, that shit fake. Shout out to all my family. We love, or y'all love wrestling. And it's not.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Clarissa Shields said that she cannot beat Papoose because he can box. He be boxing with her. I be seeing it.
Okay. Do you understand how a woman can like a good woman understands what they supposed to say?
No, yeah, she definitely was not gonna say, "Yeah, I could whoop him."
She also
what's
she also said that she can beat a real boxer. So
she said she was in the ring with Spence.
Yeah, we ain't gonna play the game.
She said she was in the ring with Spence.
Yeah, she didn't say she could beat him though.
I was about to say
she said
she's challenged men before.
Oh yeah, she said she was gonna fight. What's my boy name with the long braids, light skin? Damn. Move on. Yeah, I can't think of his name. I don't need to try.
But I don't know where I was about to land my plane at, but it was gonna land somewhere. But Tom, it looked like we got some engagement in here.
No, this time Richard Shields already said that she can't beat Papoose because Papoose can box.
Richard Shields, that's hilarious. Crazy.
That was retarded, bro. Stupid.
Most of this I kind of have been reading to y'all as well.
Okay,
it's like talking toe to toe.
Yeah, I think that Carissa Shields will beat his ass.
I think she probably will give him. Yeah.
And
he's skinny too.
Yeah, he's small man. Too. He got a little head. That's what I was saying. Like he got like one of them small heads. Where
it's crazy. Them little guys be the ones that always get themselves with these big women.
Yeah, little men and big women. Yeah,
the little head.
Yeah, but they usually be like, I think it was a term people used to say, scrawny.
Scrawny, yeah.
Yeah, they would take like scrawny
niggas. Yeah, for
like,
sure.
You could be tall and scrawny, short and scrawny. That's a hilarious term, actually. Go ahead, Tom.
Let me see. Why is it they never put a RICO case on the Hells Angels? They even sell clothing and things like that.
Yeah, no, they should have got them too.
I think that them niggas is probably one of the best at that no snitching shit.
Yeah, that's it. And that's actually what they said. They said the thing about the reason why they can't get them is because they don't snitch, period.
Yeah, and
then niggas are going to just sit down.
And then you go to jail and you're like, if you're a Hell's Angel, you're good in there.
Especially if you're on the West Coast. Them niggas done had like big ass, big, like niggas dying and everything. And like they'll arrest a whole bunch of them and nobody say shit.
Of course.
And they end up getting out. That's the thing. That's the crazy thing. Is like when you don't have anybody to tell the story.
Well, because of them skinheads in jail, they like it's one or the other. So you can not snitch and then go free, I guess, or snitch and then die for sure.
Exactly.
Like you're surely going to die.
Yeah, like them.
They ain't got nobody to tell that they snitched.
Yeah. Like we a little bit more disorganized with the black shit.
Oh, a lot more disorganized.
I was about to say, even with Hell's Angels, you bound to have somebody who in the police with them. You don't even know it. Like it be
Nah, it's way bigger of an orchestration of organized crime.
So why is Hefner not made to look bad?
He died before me too.
Yeah, he did.
He'd have been turned the fuck up on
the stuff that's coming
shit.
out about some of the stuff happening. Like I didn't realize how many deaths happened with Playboy.
No,
like the Playboy bunnies.
It's a couple people that died just in time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Then Russell Simmons got the fuck on.
Yeah, like niggas that go to countries that don't have extradition, you got to be careful. Ain't no telling what that nigga did. Huh?
That nigga went over there and built a hotel.
Yeah, a resort.
Yeah, Bali.
Yeah, even the way he was setting up stuff, it was kind of set up to where some of them women was going to end up in trouble. But then some of them went off doing their own thing too. It wasn't all Playboy.
Who you talking about?
Hugh Hefner.
Like with Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, but generally speaking,
yeah,
like,
it starts off.
He had that shit since what, like the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, it was stuff going on.
That nigga lived a crazy life, boy, and I can guarantee you, there's a lot of things that in 2025 standards will be looked at as egregious and crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, it looks like we can move forward.
That's
oh yeah.
Damn. Bum ass nigga.
Yeah.
All right, who is
Tone.
Talk to us, my brother.
Shoot. We gonna put Q first.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go second. And
I knew he was gonna do that. I knew he was gonna do that.
Damn, bro.
No, I was thinking about it for real for a different reason. Not just because I wanted you on last.
Different reason.
All right. But nonetheless, let's get to these memes. Let's see what we got. If you could scroll up a little bit. I wonder what do with
Oh, bro, I'm actually afraid about this. I'm hoping that these just real quick. I went to Food Line earlier.
Was it studs there?
It was studs in there, but
okay.
They barely had any bread. They ain't had no water.
Well, yeah. I just walked by like I think that was just that store.
Was you on the poor side of town?
I was on the black side of town.
I said the poorest now.
Right.
But
that's crazy to synonymously like link those two.
No. He was trying to. No, I was saying I was on the black side of town. I don't know what you.
Oh, he was insinuating.
I didn't insinuate that. I just said poor. I mean, he said
that was the Uno reverse. That was a fire Uno reverse right there.
He said that was the low income side of town.
A quick little Uno reverse on it. Okay.
But they probably redoing the store. If it was Food Line, they're redoing all the food lines for whatever reason. They're like,
I just went to Food Line today, and they had like I remember walking by the water aisle and be like, damn, there's new water in here. Like it was brands I hadn't seen and shit like that. That's the only reason why I would say it. I don't think so.
You know, the only water that they had in there was the Food Line water. I usually get that Nature's Promise water.
Oh yeah, they had like
the spring water.
They had a bunch of different boxes that I had never seen at that one.
See, but that's also you is never mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
I live out by Johnny now. I'm on the good side of town. I moved on out. Shout out to the Jeffersons.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
All right, so Tone, if you can, I think that those first two probably go into other things. Let me see. Oh, scroll down. Where Hank Hill at? See, do you see Hank? Why my Hank Hill meme never be coming through? I swear.
Is that it?
No, that ain't it.
That's last week.
Yeah, I found the right one, but go to the messages real quick. Let's see if it's in there. If it's not in there, then we're gonna just play Russian roulette because I don't remember what the fuck I'll be sending. Scroll up a little bit, and there's no Hank. All right, fuck him.
Hank popped up.
No Hank. All right, no worries. Let's start off with grits and eggs, which would be the dude that we always play on here.
I got you.
Hey, he be having some real dope clips, but I don't really like. You watch his the full jump?
So we got rid of religion.
I've only watched,
and we embraced ideology. And ideology,
yeah, I wasn't.
Create culture. So we got rid of religion, and we embraced ideology. And ideology is the thing that is dividing us. How many ideologies do Black Americans have right now? And are they ideologies or are they identity crises?
Message.
So how do we return to a place of communion and family reunion outside of the funeral? One way that we can do this is by supporting each other, by showing up for each other, by putting our money where our mouth is. Now, in a real way, I want to address something real quick. The Umoja Now and Grits and Eggs podcast presents
you can pause it. He has to go for a long time and he kind of spins into a bunch of different things. But the first part was what caught my ear. And I thought that it was interesting. And I thought that it was true. Just the fact that
leaving religion.
Well, like the things that divide us. And at a point, you know, like people would say like religion divided us and things like that. And there's different little splits, and even like within Christianity, you can run down all the
different denominations. Yeah.
But now with us leaving quote unquote religion as like a millennial class XYZ, like there's less people that are like as engaged in religion. It's now become, as you put it, ideologies. But then when you think about what these ideologies are, I agree. I think it ends up being identity crises. And I just sit and I go on Discord and I look at niggas argue identity crises daily. If I had Discord on this iPad, I could pull it up right now. They are probably currently engaging inside identity crisis dialogue. And I think that is, I think that was an interesting point. What do y'all think?
I'd agree. We definitely left religion, and I think that what we did was we left the only place, or how I want to say this. We left conviction of the flesh alone. Whether it's like I think that's what it is. So then everybody just wants to do what the flesh, what you naturally want to do, which is going to be things that are going to, you know what I mean? Well, either way. I'd agree.
Well, what I'm saying isn't like based around like an idea of heathenism at all.
Yeah, but there's no for whatever reason, for some reason, it seems as though without the religion, the ideologies that we have is just like, it's just do whatever. You know what I mean? And there's not a, I
don't think so. I don't think like FBA, for example, is like a do whatever ideology.
But it's you could say a code, but then the code changes with every person you speak to. So it's still do whatever. It's just that,
but they also
you'll find the group of people that believe what you believe and believe that that's okay. You see what I'm saying?
Maybe a little bit, but like they, to their credit, they don't outwardly support like heathenism inside, like pretty much like they like that's like it's a bunch of things that they deem as detrimental to black people, black community, or quote unquote cooning, whether it's go all the way down to like the respectability politics of shaking ass to like how like you vote and like how that's detrimental to the group, and like they have their own little line of things. I don't really know of like a heathenistic thing that I would say like this whole thing pushes per se.
Okay. Okay. I mean, that's also like a very niche population of people of the community. Like, so, but I'll agree with you on that. Like, based on what I understand, it's definitely not like a hedonistic,
like the Pan-African thing, like I guess like to me, he
well, I'm saying, where does that, what is the belief system other than the fact that we're a group of black? What is the identity?
I think that like that, I would have to run down like the whole like working together group shit across the diaspora for the betterment of black people to beat white supremacy on a global scale. Like it still deals within like a lane of calling people coons and advocating for a certain like moral code of things, but it's saying that you can't do it inside like small numbers and do it in bigger numbers.
Yeah, I can understand like the economic part, but all the rest I've never heard like any. For me, I haven't heard them anybody say anything. Maybe you can hear like Dr. Umar, he may say something, but like as far as like the group thing,
like prior to FBA, like nobody together. Like, but prior to FBA, like there's not been a time where we have like people haven't on a global blackness scale called out people that we said were against the black, like black success, I guess you would say.
White people,
black progression, or black people that weren't.
Oh, to coons.
Yeah, like it was like you could use a bunch of different versions of words for it.
The Uncle Tom
but
and all that shit.
like that's always still been a thing. Like prior to like this recent movement, like the idea of black consciousness dealt more inside a Pan-African lens.
For sure.
And like most of like a lot of the tenets comes from like, if the guys ain't hit it, like we'll get into it back and forth, but even Tariq and all these guys, they were Pan-African before they were like FBA.
Right.
And most of the roots of that is now like just siloing it to like X out a group of people, but the same sentiment is very similar.
I don't. Were you just disagreeing with something I said?
You asked about like you not knowing how Pan-Africanism, like outside of the economic part, was a thing. Like the idea of like the Haitian Revolution and Umar not Umar, but Tariq, like doing the film for that to show black people how this was a revolution of against white. Like he showed the whole like idea of how this can be done and black people should, in essence, do this. He made whole films about it. Like the idea wasn't like just an economic based thing. It was showing how successful revolutions across the board and how people getting quote unquote on code across the board has led to like black progress across the board, or not across the board, but inside very specific situations, in which that wouldn't be an economic based example. It will be more of a on code morality example. And that was like a thing that I think I would say.
Okay.
Unc said a lot of people left religion alone because there's too many preachers that are prosperity preachers and it turns people off and away from God. It's just sad.
Sure, it's a business. That 501c3 kind of did it.
Nah, it wasn't even just that. A lot of people started responding to, like, it was, you had these pastors who was coming along and they was getting big mega churches because they was doing this prosperity preaching. So yeah, a lot of people wanted to try to get more money coming in. Like, yeah, they was trying to get more money coming in their church and they start substituting to get money rather than preaching the word. Like that actually.
Right, I understand. The feel good pastor, feel good preaching. It's just the idea of I tell you what you hear, make it a concert instead of something that's going to give you some conviction.
All right, I guess we can move on to the next.
He also said, "Did you see them guys in Brooklyn? Those Haitians beat Ice ass."
Nah, I didn't see that.
But yeah, my algorithm don't feed me none of that. Like the immigrant hate shit. I don't be seeing none of it. I be out the way. I ain't gonna lie to you. We could play Russian. I think I just played that one. So scroll down, go to Cuz with the nose ring right there.
Lord.
You know, I was today years old when I realized that my oldest son, which is all of a big 14.
I can't hear nothing.
Look, make sure that your thing.
He would never be able to understand battle rap or understand.
Oh yeah, this is actually good. Exit into tone. Real plug back in his headphones. All right, we're good. Get back to it.
You know, I was today years old when I realized that my oldest son, which is all of a big 14, that he would never be able to understand battle rap or understand double entendres, metaphors, or anything like that, right? I realize even acronyms. I understand that their generation, they don't get hip hop. You know, when I'm talking about rap, I'm not talking about, you know, these pop artists. I'm talking about hip hop. Like I had to tell him like two noticeable or memorable lines. Like it was one from Lupe Fiasco, Food or Liquor. He was like, I never met her before, but I think I like a metaphor. You know, it's hard to get. I was like, yo, that's fucking crazy, right? And I had to break that down to him upstairs. And another one was Kanye. It's crazy that both of these guys is from Chicago. Another one was Kanye, you know, what he say? I'm in a mayonnaise colored Benz, you know, I'm pushing Miracle Whips. So I'm like, bro, I had to really break this down to him, like, what does this mean exactly, like word by word, phrase by phrase. Had to introduce a double entendre. Like, what are they teaching these kids? And I know partially it's my fault because I didn't show him any battle rap. I didn't show him any battle rap. All he got is these weird little rappers that
it's
fuzzy adornments hanging from their pants.
All right, so I think that this leads to like two interesting little spots. One, there's a space where I'll tell you this: music is like it's great equalizer, where people from multiple different demographics, people that have different identities. You can get into a musical conversation, and that is peace, love, and harmony. Shout out Unc and Kofi. And Chuck, Unc, Kofi and Chuck. I went. They from the same. They close enough in age. Because when I tell you, like, what is it? Yesterday and the day before that, they was running down their version of like the hits of shit, and they was like putting each other on or like agreeing to like different like time periods and shit. And you would never think that like they be warring in other chats all the time. Like it was like such a beautiful, beautiful little thing. And then there's the conversation of like the quality of music. Is music diluting? Is there some things that's being lost in the art form? Is rap specifically certain parts of the art form becoming a lost art? Because that's in essence what he's talking about. Like the idea of barring and like witty bars and things like that. And I just thought it was an interesting commentary. Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. That nose thing was key. I had to stop looking at it because that shit is annoying. But to what you were saying, I agree. Like I was in here when QJ was listening to he had the ox earlier, and I was like, okay, so motherfuckers don't even try to rap on beat no more. Motherfuckers just be everywhere. It's like, nigga, you might as well just do this a cappella. You just got a beat in the background like you doing spoken word, and like you got the 8 back there dumping in, you know what I mean? And you just everywhere talking about everything at the same time. And that is clearly it's losing it's too inclusive. Like you had to be able to do a thing to be able to do the thing. And like now it's like it just seems a lot more like talentless. Like the metaphor, the entendre, it takes a level of wit to put these two things together to make this thing, you know what I mean? And then now they just don't give a fuck about that part. He's just talk about everything at the same time and nothing at the same time and a lot of killing ops and hey, I don't know what the fuck. They need to go back to writing. I was just talking about that with Tone. Like writing is important. And so I think like when it came out, Jay-Z wasn't writing. Then Wayne, when he stopped writing, I don't know how it affected them so drastically because that wasn't even really their era. But it's the whole punch-in thing is like more popular than anything, and that's why all of the songs are the same song. There's no real context about anything. You're just talking about a whole bunch of shit. Everything sounds like freestyle raps.
For certain artists, I think it's just genres in my opinion. Like there's certain genres of rap that exist now that have like certain versions of things that are similar. Like you have like the ride wave sing songies. I think the offbeat rap is I don't really know how to characterize it. I call it like the punch in rap. But like that's his own like literal like his own little lane.
That's that Silk the Shocker stuff. You know, Silk the Shocker was the Godfather.
Oh well, they sound very similar to. They sound very similar to.
They really got it from G Herbo, but.
Oh, G Herbo rap off beat.
He do a little bit actually.
When he first started.
Yeah, he do actually. I never really put that together, but yeah, I could see what you're saying for sure. I struggle to say like it's talentless. I know that I was actually having this conversation with the people in the first listen. I don't understand it. And to me, like I think that there's certain things that how did we get there? We was talking, I was asking JID got a record with Eminem and I was expressing some Eminem hate. And then I was like, we was just kind of having like a conversation between me and the chat, and I had to look up how old Eminem is because somebody was like, "Well, he old, bro." And
he like, you gotta be like what 50?
He like 52.
Okay.
And then once he said that, I was like, damn. And then Chuck was like a lot of his bars just be dad jokes, honestly. And then the aha came off, and I was like, holy shit. All of them motherfuckers are. Now, watch when you listen back to like new Eminem, all his bars are kind of dad joking. And it just doesn't land with me. But then learning that he's 52, it was the light bulb went off. Like, oh, this is a fucking 50-year-old rapping. Like, what do you expect? Like,
damn, if you put him in that perspective, if you actually put Eminem in that perspective, he's doing well amongst his peers.
Yeah, well, Jay-Z's also 50. And Jay-Z's 55, Nas 51, and
okay, yeah. And I was thinking about Will Smith.
Well, yeah, but he's actually, but all of that still like there's like hyper outliers in which you'll probably say like
LL Cool
Jay-Z is and that. But when we think about, especially previous to like this current generation of what 50-year-olds are, 50-year-old people is supposed to be out of touch, old, sit your ass the fuck down, dissociated
to the generation after them for sure.
Yeah.
You supposed to be we supposed to be two different. It's supposed to look different.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look completely different.
And like the shit that you fucked with and did and do is kind of supposed to be corny to me.
Right. Or just some old shit. We just this is old.
Another word for corny.
yeah.
But I think that's the better way to put it though, and that's kind of what I was saying is that, like, once I've realized that like how old he is, I kind of have to put him inside like he threw the word OG or respect your elders, and then like I kind of can start pushing him into the respect your elder space. Like, you 52, like you just like for you to do something that's cool, man. Whatever. Like,
do what makes you happy.
I shouldn't be judging you along the lines of a nigga in his prime.
Yeah, but don't be getting on tracks with Jid and shit if that's what you don't want. If you know what I mean, you better go and do a track with Will Smith.
Yeah, but if Jid wants you on the record
together and put one together.
But if Jid wants you on the record, then hey, go do it, do whatever. And I'ma just like, all right, I get what's happening here, and I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, but also Eminem was never like, he was not like I always say it's like swagless rap. So it ain't really got no, you know what I mean? It ain't got no soul to it. So
but the early M had swag and soul.
I ain't hear no swag, bro.
Man,
I sit back.
My name is
back. It's Zach.
Oh no, that's pocket too.
It's me. Well, I'm
that's
saying,
it, pocket. But if you go like anything off Slim Shady,
everybody used to be saying, "Now this looks like a job for me." So everybody,
come on, bro. That's not swag, bro.
I wouldn't use that one.
That's not swag,
everybody
bro.
was singing this shit.
But I wasn't singing that shit. But to me, like, hi kids, do you with Lance 9-inch nails? Like it was fun. Even the D12 shit was so fun and cool. But even if you go with like Forgot About Dre, that shit's fun. Like, to me, he had a lot of like fun different pockets. Where he's at now is super straight, like it's like drill sergeant rap. Yeah. It's like, bro, stop layering your shit like that. Stop staying too on beat with your punches. It's just annoying.
And then the other thing,
stop with the damn dad.
The other part that gets on my nerves is everybody who.
Oh no, he is swagless now. I agree with that.
Everybody who wants to do a feature with him feels like they got a rap fast, like on like.
Yeah, JID did that part
like,
too.
Bro,
I was like,
I'm rapping with Eminem. I got a rap fast.
That's that Jordan Lucas, but Jordan Lucas is an upset to me.
Okay, he's an upset.
Now he's just an independent artist, bro.
No, bro, like
he upset you?
Yes, bro. Like where he's going, it's like, bro, we love the I'm not a racist.
What do you do now?
He's just doing a bunch of like the same song over and over. Like it's like tougher rap.
Oh,
trappy, you know, the trap pocket that he tried to get into and rap fast, and you know what I mean.
It's like come up with my algorithm, so
it's like pop music.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's doing. That shit, like, bro, you are so talented. Tell some stories, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's pissing me off about rap now, bro. Tell some stories, bro.
Well, I mean, people trying to make a living off of stuff too, so it's like
I get it, but fuck it, then, bro. Like it's because, like I said, it's becoming talentless. Like to me, it takes a lot less talent to make a story good than to just talk about everything.
But I also say I think that a lot of, let me see how I can frame this. Most rappers back in the day also couldn't tell stories. They just could think of punchlines, and a lot of them niggas didn't have the delivery. We remember
most, but bro,
we remember like
telling stories. There were some that didn't, but like most of the songs that came out were about something. What do you mean? Like, I'm trying to think what didn't. Like, of course,
let's go to like 50, I would just run down. All
Gucci was talking about everything. All that.
Jeezy wasn't just like most of his big records aren't. And most of the songs on his album. If you look at like TM103 wasn't really about telling stories.
And I'll give you G. Even though he's one of my guys. I'll give you Jeezy because his was more. It was but
then like Fabulous wasn't telling stories. Jada wasn't telling stories. Locks wasn't telling stories. Cam wasn't telling stories.
He was saying is this a copacetic theme throughout the songs. Like if you listen to certain songs back in the day, like if somebody like you like it
depends on if they barring or not.
You said Gucci, and I instantly started thinking about Lemonade. He made a whole Lemon song. Like it wasn't just all. It was still like relevant.
Are you talking about like a theme? Sticking with a theme.
Yeah. I think is that what you was trying to say?
Say it again. My bad. I was looking at. What did you say? Say it again.
As far as like I think you was talking about sticking like how they stuck with themes in the songs. Like if this song is about this is what it's about.
Right. So like it's not necessarily just that it's telling a story, but it's about a theme. It's not about everything at the same time.
Yeah, I think that like you would have every once in a while somebody would do, but most of the shit was like.
What do you mean, bro?
All right, so again, if we're talking about, especially like, let's just take Dipset. We'll just put Dipset right here.
You talking about different? I never like.
But my thing, like, so we can't even talk about like 90s rap because like I could put like a big part of Rockefeller inside that. It's a bunch of guys that you could put inside that pot where they were bar rappers. So they were rapping about rapping, in like it was gun metaphors, it was bar metaphors, and those were the things that was like really big.
That was definitely not the thing that was really big for me, because I ain't really like at the end of the day like
you're talking about like Wayne, personal preference.
Yeah, so that's what I was just about to say. It was when I was making the statement.
Wayne did a big bunch of rapping about nothing.
Yeah, he did a bunch of it, but that's why Carter 3 is my favorite Carter, because that ain't what that album was.
Okay, all right, so my bad. All right, so I was talking about The Field. Like The Field in the early 2000s was like bar rap, in which like if you got Street Dreams, it was nothing but niggas rapping about rapping and being like the best, toughest rapper that got fire bar metaphors.
You said early 2000s?
Yeah. If you pick up like the Jada album, most of the records are about him being a really like it's just bars about gaudy shit and the gunsy.
Okay.
If you pick up the Locks,
but that still requires a level of talent, because the bars, the metaphors, the entendres, double entendre, all of that stuff requires some talent, right? Well, I'm talking about these guys talking about nothing and everything at the same time. It's not bars. It's not this. You just saying a bunch of shit. Then you will be on beat or off beat wherever you feel the shit to be. And like that's why I said talentless. Like you ain't.
What are the artists that you're speaking about? Just give some examples, then I can better. I do think that there is like a subgenre of the punch-in rap that I don't know any of the guys, but I also think that there is a group of people that I do think have talent. Like Kodak Black isn't a bar rapper, but I think he's talented. NBA YoungBoy isn't a bar rapper, but I think he's talented. Like I can run down.
Another thing I found out, bro, is we actually out of touch with.
I'm definitely out of touch.
That was the other side of where I was trying to get to on it, is where like there's a space that I also understand that like I am past the understanding of, or probably I shouldn't really understand what makes certain things hot and dope and cool. And the kids, like they have their own way of understanding. And like with QJ, for example, like I couldn't vet songs to say what he's going to like, but he can play a bunch of songs and then I could be like, well, this is something I like out of the group of songs that you play, because there's a thing about it that might appeal to me. But they all, like you go to wherever, like the games or wherever, like they all still pick specific songs and like the way they approach melody. Like a lot of it's like melody based and like the way they approach records, I don't understand it enough to say it does or doesn't have talent. It's me, like that would be me judging it off of past version, a past rubric, that the same way we don't judge like the hip hop like if you judge that by fucking Kendrick Lamar standards, that shit's trash and horrible as well. Yeah. And that's to me like I try and
part is like the 70s, like for us growing up would be the equivalent of the 90s for these kids growing up now. Like, so how we look at the 70s, like most of what we grew up listening to is their 70s or their 80s.
Well, I don't think most of the kids didn't grow up listening to 90s.
Like you gotta. Nah, I'm saying
no. He was just saying that the disconnect. He's pretty much saying the disconnect.
Like what's equivalent?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like what would be our 70s? Like where we was listening to the hip hop, a hibbit. Like the equivalent of that would be like DMX for them or something. I guess I don't know. Like even though I would say they were probably like a lot of young people. Like
it'd be like the rapidy rap late 90s, early 90s shit that they probably would like DMX. Like there's certain things that transcend, in my opinion.
Well, and I agree with you on that, and that's where I think the mistake really is going on, is that there isn't a highlight on the old. Like there used to be a thing where like you had the old school videos that was on the weekend, so like you might catch some of the old school songs when we was younger because you be watching the videos and you just see these old school videos and you discover some stuff like, oh, I didn't know about this artist, but I actually like that song. That's pretty dope. For example, like even with movies, Breaking, Crush Groove, those wasn't movies that came out in my time. Those was movies that I ended up liking though. Like they was dope movies. It was dope to watch it. It was dope seeing LL Cool J younger and coming on the scene and the Fat Boys and all that stuff. Wasn't my favorite type of rap, but it was still something interesting to see. I still appreciate that I got to see that. Mm-hmm. You don't have so much of that stuff throwing that appreciation out as much these days. Mm-hmm. What I will say though is like, from what I noticed, kids they don't do the same thing with R&B as they do with rap though. They do know our R&B.
Yeah, they actually do.
They listen to a lot of the R&B songs.
That's actually true. I completely agree with that.
It's been funny. It'd be funny to me, but it'd be like, dang, you know that song? Like,
yeah. They actually be having some fire R&B takes, to be honest. Actually.
And I think the reason that is because like the R&B, it's something different about the R&B. Like, and I still haven't really spotted all the way on what it is.
Right.
Like,
I know what it is,
but I think a piece of it is like the melody thing, probably. Like I know, like I'm not a melody person, so like that doesn't catch me. Like we grew up in like the bar cadence flow era. Mm-hmm. Their shit's so like melody, not necessarily. Like, in singing, a little bit of it is like that, where if you can get that melody off, sometimes the words don't even be mattering.
I seen somebody talk
that's
about
that probably is the correlation. That makes good sense. That's the reason that they picked the sound of the music the way they pick it, and that because of the melody. They'll tell you that they like the melody. Mm-hmm. They'll say that
even the setup of the songs. I seen somebody talking about this, like in the R&B songs back in the day, you used to have like all the extra parts and everything, like you got the bridge, and then you got all the ad libs that they doing on top of you singing all the ad libs and everything. They don't do as much of that anymore. Like it's not necessarily a bridge. They trying to make the song like 2 minutes to get the radio play over and over again. So you don't necessarily got a bridge. You don't got the part where they going all out doing crazy ad libs that you can be singing at the top of your lungs badly in the car. Like
but see, and also the stories that from a lot of the times from what I'm seeing, the lens that they're using to tell the lens that they're using to tell the story isn't as emotional as it was when we were growing up too. It's not as like I don't know from you. And honestly, I've heard like like Giveon, he does a version of like the R&B that I like from. It feels like it's, you know what I mean, could have been back when in the 90s. Like this shit feels good. Giveon's one of those guys. Let me see who else is Lucky Day is another one that he'll give you that vibe that it could have came out fucking late 90s, early 2000s. You know what I mean? But like a lot of the time when you hear a lot of the newer songs, they're not singing from a perspective of love.
Yeah.
It's more from a perspective of some kind of victim.
The crazy part is though, I actually seen y'all know Wanye from Boys II Men. His sons have a group. They redid this song by Tevin Campbell. That was like it was kind of a hit back in. They were still playing on the old school station. But when I heard that, it was like, yo, they need to, maybe that's what needs to happen, because they don't know how to write these songs, but they can sing them. Like when I say it sounded so good, it was like, yeah, they like, I don't know. They just need the music to be like to be inspired by, I think. Because think about how long it's been since we got those type of songs, or that type feel in the music. Like most people been growing up off of hip hop and what I call ratchet R&B or pop R&B for the past 20 years.
But I always put it like they took away R. Kelly and gave us Chris Brown. Chris Brown first album was good, but then it's like super poppy, and it's super aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a different lens. It's just a different lens, and I don't really care for it myself.
Yeah, you don't really fuck with Chris Brown.
Chris Brown, he's a super talented dude, but I would I would pick Usher's career, like Usher's catalog over Chris Brown's catalog.
I feel you though. That first album Chris Brown had compared to like some like now, like I still like that first album.
That first album was because it was like love music. It was like being in love and like it was just. It's
y'all really think that Usher beat Chris Brown in the verses?
No, I said I prefer his catalog. I listen to more Usher than I do Chris Brown.
I do think Usher would beat Chris Brown in the verses. Yes.
No, if you're talking about hit records, then maybe
records,
it's. I'm saying maybe not. I don't know. Chris Brown has been doing this thing for quite some time now.
I think Usher could beat Chris
I
Brown.
know. I don't know which one. But I would definitely. For me, Chris Brown can't beat him. For me.
Yeah, I feel
he can't beat him.
That's what I'm saying.
Me.
I feel like Usher gonna have better love songs. Like,
but as far as pop and what the numbers say. What the numbers say, I think Chris Brown's gonna get him. But as far as what I like to listen to, nigga, Chris Brown it's not even close for me. I don't want to hear this shit.
Q looks so disgusted right now.
Oh no, I'm only disgusted at the idea, the thought, the mitigated gall of saying that
I know what it is.
that Chris Brown might. Nigga, fuck that.
No.
Usher is sweeping the floor with that.
Oh, I thought you was okay. I thought you was on the other side.
Bro, remember me and Willie, I done stood on this Usher is mopping the floor with Chris Brown. I just went I knew y'all didn't remember.
That way. No, I didn't remember.
Y'all didn't remember. So
I do remember.
I just wanted to see if I can nudge y'all to go ahead and group my point before I make my point. Yeah, nigga. Man.
Yeah,
numbers, nigga. Show me the numbers.
I'm talking about what this
the nigga album sales. Like maybe you say streams after like most of his biggest shit now is streaming in retrospect. We talking about numbers during the time. Man, fuck no.
Even song just like man,
the writing and everything was just better.
The writing is better, yeah.
But Chris Brown does have that top that
first album. Usher, Willie, bring your ass up here, bro. We gonna get this. We gonna get this verse. I'm tired of niggas saying that.
Yeah,
shit.
You just took me back because I be thinking about the different feels of different songs. Like, I just thought about like Bedtime from Usher's out. Like you remember that song used to give me a certain feel compared to like You Don't Have to Call. Whole nother feel.
But I ain't gonna lie, that and this was a little later. I don't know if y'all fuck with this one. Did y'all fuck with Moving Mountains?
Yeah,
I fuck with Moving Mountains.
Yeah, that was a whole different period too.
We almost thought he was gone, but he came right back.
Right.
Sign them papers. Like, oh
that
was that joke, bro. Like,
he found a way.
Yeah, Chris Brown.
I remember going to that Usher concert. Shout out to Usher. Usher know how to play the game. He was getting all them niggas, not niggas, all the women strawberries. Yeah, put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. Put it in your mouth. That gay man. He put his hand back and started doing that. He gave it to his partner and he gave the whole box to his partner.
Hey, no, I would have did the same shit. Yeah,
y'all share these.
As a matter of fact, I'm just not doing it anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Bro, give me one. I'll let y'all answer that, bro.
That's smart man.
I don't know why I just randomly thought about Usher taking Tom's girl on the Boondocks.
Oh yeah.
When Tom thought he was about to lose Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh damn, we done stepped on your whole meme section.
Bro, we
did. But
we got time.
Oh yeah, we got time.
I don't know. Is there?
Bro, I don't see how you even pick bro with that in his nose, bro.
Well, I think he's a photographer from Central back in the day. So
this nose thing that we doing here for both the men and the women, this nose thing that we got going on.
Well, I don't think that he's like. I don't think most men do that at all. I think he got like an nose ring or something like that. But I think he's to what I remember. Like I know I follow him for a reason. I think it was dealing with like during that time of like photography, and I think he was a fire photographer or something like that. So I imagine he fits the style like the artsy fartsy guild.
Well, I mean, those if you see those kind of nose, anything that does not your traditional nose, that always goes into like this, like kind of artsy fartsy kind of.
Yeah,
thing.
so like to me, like I
I
allow the
still-
space for niggas to be.
I don't allow the space.
He not your type, bro.
Shut the fuck up, man.
It was like if you got a wife, then do it. Like it's just nothing I would do, but I don't have to like disagree with like his thing. Why you disagree with like how he appears as a straight man?
Hey. So what you trying to say, bro?
Like
that's bullshit. No, bro. If you look like an asshole, you look like an asshole, whether you straight or gay.
Right, but
you can still look like an asshole.
Right, but I don't want people to. I don't want everybody to look like me.
But you can't look like me. We don't look alike.
Right. So why would I care about like if you over there doing like whatever your fit is over there? I don't care. If it's some people that fuck with it, cool.
Hey, I'll still say it's ugly.
Right. That I think that's a personal perspective thing.
Yeah.
Saying like you look like an asshole, or I forget whatever you like. I think that those are different denotations. But
okay.
If we got time, we could throw into the. Matter of fact, I use the Elon shit for later.
Q was thinking about getting that nose ring, bro.
Yeah, I'm stepping on this whole.
If you ain't noticed, I don't have one piercing. I am okay on nose rings.
Which one you say go to?
We could wait. I use it as my meme. We could talk about the Drake shit.
Fix your body language. Okay. What is that about?
Oh, I like this. Yeah. I don't know if I meant to send that to here, but that's good.
If I correct you, like I coach with some fire. Like I'm a cool dude, but I coach with some fire, right? Like I'm demanding. Don't ever take it personal. You feel me? Like just because I say get your ass up, I don't mean I hate you. I want you to get your ass up, right? You know what I'm saying? With sense of urgency. So if I sit there and I get on you, and I'm coaching you hard, right? And I see you respond to anything but yes, sir, coach. You know what I'm saying? If you got like have bad body language, smacking your teeth, or like this, I can't do nothing for you. Prime example, I got a story and I'll tell it real quick. I ain't gonna take the kid's name. But I just went to a high school practice a couple weeks ago. There was a kid that was top of my board. And I went there and it was probably the worst body language I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Like his teammates was getting on him, coaches was getting on him, and I'm like, whoa, thank God I went to practice, right? Now he committed elsewhere, he went somewhere else, right? But others and I was talking to him like, hey dog, we gotta get this fixed, we gotta work on this, but at the end of the day, I know I can't take no kid like that because I don't have time to coddle you, I ain't gonna baby you for your feelings, I don't. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never personal. You know what I'm saying? It's never personal. And have the mindset of coach me, coach. I want to be coached. You know what I'm saying? Coach me. Get me better. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, that probably was something I was going to send to QJ or something like that. I don't really remember like what would have been the same thing, like the little supplement shit right there. All that shit is probably things I meant to save to a QJ save thing.
But I can appreciate that though.
Yeah,
it's
go ahead.
It's like the first off, I think that's a part of like being as a man. There's a bit of grit and a bit of, you know what I mean. I don't know. It's a part of being a man, I guess. I mean, even in our friendships, like people will say a lot of times they be like, "Oh, they'll say I'm aggressive," but like this just, you know what I mean. It's to me, it's like this, just like coaching. I just speak with conviction. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's not that it means it. Just that to me, that's just a part of like manhood, and I think it's healthy for you to understand like that. What people were saying, oh, it was with Kevin Simmons. They were saying it was his. What was it? It was his delivery. It wasn't what he was saying. It was the delivery. And I think like as a man, it'll behoove you to understand that intent and what's being said is more important than the delivery. Or you need to be able to separate the two things and still get a message. I think that as a person in general, I think you should, but as a man for sure, because of the level of just that testosterone and shit that be going around. It's just what it is. It's like, especially when I was in the military, it was a lot of that. You know what I mean? It was a lot of that. And I think that like, it was healthy for me.
Oh, you used to have to do all them push-ups for bad body language, right?
Oh, damn sure did. I damn sure did.
Yeah, I think at some point, every man should experience something like that as far as like, because at some point, like even when you're doing stuff yourself, you're going to get it in your head. Like literally when I'm exercising now by myself, I still have like stuff from different trainers that I've had to deal with over the years in my head, like different people training me when I'm doing like whether like in band and all that stuff. Like no, regardless of what you're doing, you outside and you training and everything. When they're sitting there like, hey, nah, keep going. Nah, you can do another one. That stuff sticks in my head now. Like that push when I'm doing stuff by myself, if I'm exercising by myself, that sticks in my head. If I'm going through something on a daily basis, like something that's hard and I got to strive through it, like it's like that's in my head. And that's so crazy. It's like that right there. I think that's important. Like especially for young men, you got to be able to learn how to deal with that talk, especially when somebody's intention is to teach you. Like he coming out coaching you. You like I didn't used to understand that like when we had adults that was there, like they don't have to be there.
Right.
Like so, yeah, that's one of them things. Like, yeah, like when people sitting there, like Mr. Suggs, for example, he ain't have to be there. Like every night, sitting there taking your time out to be somewhere to coach somebody, or taking like the weekends where basketball coaches, for example, you taking weekend trips across state, going different places and everything. Like, yeah, they ain't got to do that. So it'd be important to understand like people's intention. If somebody is really caring for you and they really trying to train you, then hey. You gotta learn how to deal with that.
I talk to myself like that in my head.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Get your ass up, like, or you ain't gonna do it. You being a bitch. Like I talk to myself and like to step out and do something that I feel that I need to do, but I naturally don't want to do it. Yeah, I talk to myself just like that, and that's how I get myself motivated to do the thing.
Yeah, self-talk is important. Yeah, well, depending on the person. Some people are motivated by negative. Some people are motivated by positive. Like I talk shit to myself too, like as the motivating, like nigga, you ain't. And then
like somebody telling you get your ass up versus you can get up when you want to. Just take your time. Get up whenever you want to.
Those are in the right context. I understand exactly what you're saying. To what I get. Damn, what was I about to say? Oh, okay, yeah, I know I was about to round off too. All right, so. What was you saying? The self-talk. I do agree with that. But there is a nuance to where, like, I'm just that type of person to where, like, that's a motivating thing to me. You deal with enough people and kids and things like that. You realize, like, on a team, it is true where you do have to learn how to, like, specifically, if you want to get the best out of them. Like, you could do a blanket approach, and, like, a blanket approach of accountability is necessary, but when it comes down to individual conversation, you'll realize that it'd be different. But to Auntie's statement or question, do you have to coach? Do you have to curse to coach? You don't have to, but it damn sure happens.
That's what I'm saying. They get your ass up and go.
I feel like you got
to get you a lot.
I feel like it's just a part of it. But that's a part of the man. Like
sometimes it's a nice little seasoning to get the point across.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think that like we don't need as a man. There are certain things that we're gonna do differently than women do. They just not going. They would like it to go a bit soft. Like oftentimes you'll find that like mothers be wanting the dads to whoop the kids, be a little easier on them. That's like something that you know what I mean? We've heard that, but it's like he knows what he needs to be. You know what I mean? This boy, he has a reasoning for this, unless it's just abuse. Abuse is just abuse. But like generally, it may seem as though I'm going hard, but there's a reason for me feeling that this is the level in which I need to be dealing with him at this point, or at this level. There's a reasoning behind it. It's just that, yeah, we just got to. You sitting there trying to talk all calm to boys that just don't work that well. Yeah,
especially a group.
You can look at where like if you notice a lot of times with like a single mom, you'll see that either she speaks really loud or she'll use like a deep voice. She'll try to use that deep voice to get them to do the thing. You ever seen that?
Not in this, but it's not in my wheelhouse of experience.
Okay, well,
so I can't say yes or no. I'm just
good. Like they'll even do the male voice. I don't know if they actually be thinking about it. Like that's what they be doing, but they're literally putting the bass in their voice to get the thing to happen faster. Because it's just a natural thing. It's like the dogs listen to everything in my house. Listens to me better. The dogs listen to me better. Just it's that thing. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. It's a gift that was given to us, and I mean it. Like that's just what it is. I don't even remember the point of what the reason that I was saying that. I just went on a fucking little rant, but go ahead.
No, I think that was my 3 limit. I can get another one off, but you know what I mean? If we want to play nice, I'm gonna just try and stay to my 3.
Okay, I'm gonna start mine friendly.
I like drugs and bitches. Yeah.
Amen, brother.
So it's like
Materialism isn't cool, guys. Committing crimes and fighting is bad. We should stop. Thank you. See, nobody else is talking about this like him. It's time for the black man and black woman to align their chakras in synchrony and become the most heavenly and divine being they possibly could on this earthly plane. Kings and queens, please stand. Hell fucking yes. Oh, dope. Kendrick just dropped. Because I'm rich as shit and I can fuck your bitch. He really could. He really could. And I'd let him, to be real. It'd be an honor, to be honest. Yeah, your favorite rapper fucking sucks. Take this shit. Yeah, your favorite rapper fucking sucks. Talk to these niggas. I have rough sex with men.
What does it say?
Tyler the Creator fans here.
Oh.
Go on.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny, bro.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know if this is actually true, but I just thought it was
So
funny.
Kamala Harris just debuted a new slogan.
I see you trying to find it earlier.
Did your husband
Can y'all
make
see the
this?
logo?
Oh no.
Tim Waltz make
What's
this?
those men?
I'm gonna pause and look up this logo real quick. Matter of fact, yeah.
Oh, it's supposed to be diversity.
Logo.
In a circle.
The helping hand in a circle.
Who designed?
Oh, I saw
who
it. I saw
designed
it. I saw it. Yeah, this.
What was y'all thinking? Am I the only one that sees this?
Yeah, look like niggas jerking each other off.
Yeah, bro. I was like, what in the world?
New logo from the Kamala Harris campaign. A circle.
Oh yeah, I forgot I'm over here. Yeah, I just
Yeah,
thought that. I
that's
was like,
crazy.
dang, bro. Whoever her logo team is, if this was actually true, I was like, that was messed
Just
up.
let them see that joint right
Yeah.
there.
I'm like, whoever did this,
Yeah, that's crazy.
bro.
Yeah,
I don't know
I
what
get
they was
what y'all
going
saying.
for. I don't know what they was going for, but that was terrible. Let me see. I'm gonna go here next. Dang. Let's go to this one. Oh shit, we missed it.
Me
Okay,
to
let me
sign
start.
these new terms and
This was actually interesting. I hadn't seen it, so I kind of
conditions that if I still wanted my tickets that I've already paid for like months ago when this tour first got announced, that I needed to sign new terms and conditions. So now they're like forcing me, coercing me to sign these new terms and conditions, right? And they're holding my tickets hostage that I've already paid for terms and conditions I've already agreed to. So then I'm like, something about this feels nasty. You know, as an energy worker, what are these new terms and conditions? So I screenshotted it and I fed it to chat, and y'all have got to see this. Number one, you waive your right to sue entirely. All disputes must go to mandatory binding arbitration in Maryland. No jury, no class action. Okay, it's kind of shitty, but okay. You assume all risks, including death, injury, illness, property loss, or even death are your responsibility. But this is the one. You grant full rights to your image, voice, and data. Upon ticket scan, you grant the NFL a global, irrevocable, royalty-free license to use your likeness in any form forever.
God damn.
So for me to pay overpriced money to go take my children to see a performer they like, I have to give up the right to my likeness forever. You can do whatever you want with it, to my data, my voice, my likeness. Okay. You cannot create, live stream, or distribute anything without permission. You release all related parties from liability. This includes not just the team, but also the stadium staff, contractors, vendors, and even subleasers and future signees. Management can revoke your ticket at any time for any reason with no refund. This is just what chat's given to me. I would love for a lawyer to review them. I don't have the knowledge to understand the terms and conditions well enough. And they know that. So when we've all been talking about this is a harvesting ritual, it's a harvesting.
I wasn't about to get into the spiritual aspect of what she's talking, but how much more important is it to be reading the terms and conditions nowadays, though, when you got certain stuff like that going on? Because that is happening.
Well, I gotta find. I gotta get on my.
Yeah, she's talking about spiritual harvesting. She using a different word for it. That's how she see it. But still, the issue of like forever perpetuity of your likeness and your voice, and it's like, man, how much more important is it?
I imagine that's also in the framing of images that they have taken at that event, in which I don't know. I think that's almost like an implied thing. Like if you go to a football or basketball game, they don't have to worry about blurring you out forever when it comes down to highlights or anything ESPN XYZ. Because if they had to get everybody's signed signature, it would be
but that's also still a danger, because they could actually put that in the contract in relation to this particular. They can put that in the contract. They're saying like the way they're wording it in the contract is that we can use it for whatever.
Yeah, it's just the wording of
it. What is the NFL going? I guess like if they're using this photo of you at the football game, what do you think the NFL would use it for?
Yeah, it just seemed no. I understand what you're saying. So it's like, but like the thing is that the way that you're wording it is just that
it keeps from like somebody being able to sue when they're.
I understand
80.
what they're trying to protect themselves from, because like let's just say that in the video game you was in the, you know what I mean? They can use you in the video game to be in the crowd too. They can use
or like somebody like the intro highlight or something. Like they wouldn't use a person.
No, I'm just saying. What I'm saying,
they would have had fans
in the stands. Like you, I'm sure that they base this off of a likeness of people. You see what I'm saying? Either way, regardless of the context of it or the example used, it just sounds like the wording of it is like, and then it's to the end till the day you die.
Well, perpetuity, like that's record label contract shit. Like that's like basic contract shit. Like they say all throughout the universe through perpetuity and shit like that. And
yeah, but
like,
when they say these things, you don't have to sign that. Like that's the thing about it. You don't have. You literally don't.
Well, I mean, you have the choice not to go.
You like.
Well, all the niggas that's got record contracts signed this shit.
All of them don't necessarily sound
throughout the universe. And
like a lot of them know about that, and they get that taken out of their contracts. You can negotiate your contract, especially like a lot of people don't get negotiations because they never try to negotiate their contract. Mm-hmm. Like if you never try to go like get a lawyer or go over your contract before you sign it, that's on you. But I do think it's a lot more important to be paying attention to terms and conditions today, not just because of the NFL. They doing this in like if they doing that with the NFL stadiums, think about the apps that you got on your phone.
Yeah, but you're not gonna do it though.
Yeah, I'm actually doing. I'm
you ain't gonna do it,
man.
Do what?
Go through the terms and conditions. Them goddamn.
Oh, now the thing about it is now. The thing is now you can actually.
That's the funny part. Like
the crazy part is now you actually have an advantage in doing it. You can literally just take that shit and post it in Chat GPT. It's that simple at this point. You don't have to read the whole terms and conditions.
And then so Chat GPT is gonna give you what?
It'll give you a summary. You can ask it to show you anything that would harm you in the future.
I'm probably still not doing all that either.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest about what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. It sounds good. Every time I do that shit, like let's say, because you know, EA Sports, I still play Fight Night Champion from like the Xbox 360 game. They still got that joint. So
they got you.
I be whooping ass. And then they upgrade the shit. Hey, look, they update the terms. I'm like, this game old as fuck. Why are y'all still updating the terms?
They got you, bro.
they got me. They got me.
Niggas up on you with the chip soon.
It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Like when you buy your phone, when you going through all of that, you still signed the terms and agreements before this bitch even turn on.
Do y'all watch South Park?
Yeah.
There's a hilarious episode.
Yeah, and everybody was like, "You didn't read the terms and conditions." He like, heck no.
He said, "I forget Butters." It was like internet and also ass rape and da da da. Oh, no, not doing that one. But no, I like they do such good satire on real things, and with like that's pretty much the conversation.
I mean, this is before it even got that far. They did that some years ago, but yeah, I do think it's a little bit more important to be paying attention to those terms and conditions now. Like even the way they setting up stuff. Like say you sign this, what can they use it for? We already see like a lot of data get sold and people sell different things. So I'm saying if they was to sell that license or whatever that you done signed to somebody else.
Well, that's my question to y'all. Like, what do you think that the NFL would do with a picture of you or a video of you at the football game?
I have no idea.
Yeah. They can do anything with it. I still think it's a danger. If I can sit there and take your, like, say, like, I can just take your likeness and put you, like, now you would have had to
put me in more highlights beforehand.
Not even highlights. I can just put you in a doggone, say I'm just making an AI movie and I just want your face in there. They can do that. Like, if the NFL decided they just wanted to sponsor a movie and put your face on it, they can just do that shit.
See, I understand both sides. The thing is that because you signed it, they could do it, but the idea would be, why would they do that? That's what we give them. We believe that these institutions, these different organizations, we believe that they don't have a reason to do anything outside of what we understand them to do. You understand?
I guess, like, I don't see what would be crazy if I went to a football game and then they use that footage in a movie in 20 years or something like that.
About using that footage in a movie. Like, they can take your likeness, not just your, like, the footage of you that was actually there. They can take your face, have you sitting there on the doggone on a whole nother face, on a whole nother body, and make you do something that you don't necessarily want to do. Matter of fact, they have a show on Netflix about this, where it was like they took the lady and they pretty much made her like shit on herself. It was about her being an AI movie. You got to watch this on Black Mirror.
You're talking about Black Mirror.
Yeah.
But that's. But like, so I understand, like, the extension of what you're, like, the extreme of what you're saying. And in that scenario, I guess,
and I'm not even just relating this to the NFL. Think about how many terms and conditions we sign. So I'm like, if not just with the NFL, with anything.
Yeah, and I guess, like, because to me, my understanding of the framing of that would be, like, the videos and stuff that we have here are in context, like, ours to own and use as we want to. But I don't know that to also mean that if you walk into the stadium, we now own your likeness to use it any way that we want to outside of the context in which that we have attained it. I.e., you cheering at a football game, a video XYZ.
The other thing is, ain't no telling what the terms and conditions even under YouTube say. We don't read terms and conditions, so we don't actually know what the rule. We might not own our videos. For all we know, we might think we own them and not even own them because we uploaded them on here.
Oh, well, I mean, I think, like, that's a given to me, like, to an extent. If you're putting something on a platform, that's how, like, the whole deplatforming thing happens. Like, there's a paid partnership that happens, i.e., why they pay creators and shit like that.
Yeah. I'm moving on. This is my last one.
I'd appreciate it if you used to help me take care of her.
It's the quiet family secret that ain't so secret anymore. In the 1950s and 60s, it was more common than folks admit for Black grandfathers to have another family across town. Not because they were celebrities, but because the structure of Black life at that time made it possible, and sometimes even protected. Men worked multiple jobs, traveled for work, or kept odd hours. Wives didn't always question long absences, especially if the bills were paid. And kids often found out at funerals, not family dinners. Jim Crow segregation, economic instability, and patriarchal silence created space for this double life. Men were taught to provide more than be present. Love and loyalty always didn't match up in practice. There was no internet or social media, so secrets stayed local. And the other family might have even known and stayed quiet. You hear it all the time now. We met our cousins at the funeral. He'd bring his McDonald's on Saturday, then disappear. Some men had 2 full households. Birthdays, Christmas, rent, all paid. Even celebrities like Louis Armstrong had long-rumored second families. And stories like this live in barbershops, church basements, and DNA tests. It wasn't just infidelity. It was a byproduct of survival, silence, and secrecy. And now that the truth is coming out, so is the healing.
I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
I don't know.
Hey, Q ain't nothing to say on that one. Surprisingly.
Oh, what did you think I would have? I don't know if I have, like, a strong take on this. You know, like, I imagine that there was a time where people, or some people, because I don't think that this would be a majority of Black men or anything like that. Like, the examples he gave was like famous jazz players and things like that. But I do think that with the lack of social media, lack of like all the things that exist now where you can track a person, And then you think about factory work. If you work second shift or some shit like that, that gives you a lot of leeway of what to do. Or if you travel for work, or I don't think that there would be a lie said if you said that back in the past, especially 50s, 60s, and maybe prior, that if you made enough money, it would be easier to balance having two families. Where shit, I know even inside, like, well, I guess like my childhood, there'd be some guys that like a quarter of the year or half of the year they be down here in the South, a quarter or half of the year they be up north, and who knows what that actually really entails in doing that. And they have like they have like a full family here, and like it's nothing but guesswork to say what could be happening. Not saying that this would be true, but like, who knows? Yeah, I think that the more we like have phones and internet and all these shits, and it's easy to track people, the harder it gets. But yeah, I just imagine that to be a thing back in the past.
Do you think it's a difference between how this was here compared to, like, I don't want to say baby daddy culture of the day?
Yeah, no, I was kind of sitting there thinking the same thing.
But yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Like,
it's kind of
I guess that
it's just still kind of the same, because it's not the same because the other woman doesn't still accept you in most scenarios. Like, you're not getting the acceptance the same way on both sides, but it's practically the same shit. If you paying $800 a month in child support, I'm not saying that that's all it costs, but
back then you was living in a 3-story house for 800.
It don't even cost $800 to raise, especially once your kid's not in diapers.
Yeah,
it don't cost $800. That's what that child support. That shit's stupid. It don't, and that be shit be crazy how they be wanting to act like you just want all that they'll give you, but goddamn well you ain't getting no $800 no month in no goddamn.
That's just a quick little part-time job.
Yeah, so essentially, but if you are a man doing that and you have a family over here, essentially you are taking care of two families.
Okay.
And the only problem, the only difference is baby moms just don't respect you and fuck with you. That's really
they still get to get the pop. Is what you saying?
Yeah, if you got two households in the way that they saying it, then both of the women appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. You want both houses.
Yeah, so like you yeah.
All right, Jim.
We went through this one time. We ain't doing that.
Hey, we all kept poised and we got through it.
Definitely got through it. But yeah, nah, it's still like the same shit.
Yeah. I gave my take. Yeah, I can understand what you're saying. I don't really have any disagreements. It's not really like a disagreement there.
Was it better off then or now? Is that what you're at? Like, were we better off then than now? Because does that make your life better?
Are you better off then than now? Yeah. In the comparison being
because they was able to hide it. I don't know, because some women probably didn't find out to the funeral. Well, I think about if a woman was, I think most of the women knew what their man was doing, honestly.
Yeah, because I mean, from my understanding, I know that either way, I know a couple of men that were in a situation like that, and the women definitely knew. And so when the funeral came, they definitely the wife, the legal wife definitely didn't want the other one to show up, but everybody knew. It wasn't like, you know what I mean, it wasn't the big secret like that. Yeah, a lot of the times from what I've seen in real life, not movies, they know. They know.
Yeah, like I said, I don't really know of a bunch of these scenarios. That's what is. If I don't really have anecdotal experience, I'm only talking.
And I guess it's not in our generation. It's not that thing, because that doesn't work, of course. But I'm talking about like in like my our grandparents' generation, or pretty much the time period of what they were talking about. What you said, 50s and 60s.
Yeah, like it's not necessarily like the story for my people, but it doesn't stop it from being a thing per se. So yeah.
All right. Well, I'm done.
Let me see what I got in there. Oh, that was funny. You told me what you said. What you said that nobody like fireworks more than stud.
Oh yeah. They get excited, boy. These motherfuckers are gonna buy a trunk full. They Yeah, like it's like a part of the masculinity ritual.
That's what I was thinking. It kind of makes them, because the lipstick chicks, they not gonna be the ones going up and doing the light. It gives you that time period where you're doing the man thing.
Yeah, that like they grab their strap on they got in their pants when they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Tone, go. We'll start from the bottom. Just go to that one right there, young boy. I got a couple, but mine, all of mine, really quick.
Stop moving. Hold it up. Legend, come here.
My nigga ran to the house.
He done ran all the way in the house with the thing.
Ran in the crib with the Joe.
That was funny.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Okay, just go up to the next one then. I don't know what that is. I don't remember. Delusion.
Told your man to send you some money on Cash App, but you didn't tell him how much. How much are you expecting?
Oh no, hold on. Pause this one.
Maybe
Pause this one. We're
200.
gonna wait for Q on this one. Pause that. Damn, that we're gonna wait for him on that one too. Okay, go ahead to the one above the woman with the red thing on. Hey, this one was for Johnny. Johnny watching this for you.
That'll be me. Bruh.
Johnny. Oh,
somebody said like his girl wouldn't carry the talking truck. There ain't no point.
Yeah, it wasn't the same though.
Yeah, it ain't the same.
It wasn't the same. All right, go up the one above that one. See, mine all gonna be quick. I'm trying to wait Harry up.
I brought you here today to give you the good news. You ready? Let's go. Hold on to these. He's home. Let's go. He's home.
Who is home?
Diddy.
Ain't no way in there fuck Diddy's home.
We're going to. He's gonna throw a party. We're going. Me and you.
You is crazy here. You think I'm going to Diddy's party? Get your fucking hand off me. You want to go to Diddy's party? You go to Diddy's party. I'm damn sure I ain't going to it.
I brought you here today to give you the good news.
All right,
you ready?
Go back to the delusion versus reality.
Told your man to send you some money on Cash App, but you didn't tell him how much. How much are you expecting?
Maybe 200. That's a lot.
$500 minimum. 666.
What's the first one?
1,000.
$2,000. About $9,000, $10,000.
$30.
Damn, that's it?
Yeah.
I'll send you that right now. Your girl said Cash App her some money, but she didn't give you an amount. How much you sending her?
I gotta know where she is. Are you kidding me?
Probably nothing.
50. I need her location. I need where she is. I need who she's with. And then maybe I'll consider sending her some money. $40.
$25.
I'll give her $20.
$20.
$10.
$2. Fucking nothing.
Told your man to send you some money on Cash App, but you didn't tell him how much. How
What
much
you
are you
think,
expecting?
Q?
Oh, I don't know. That's one of them tricky questions right there. Like in reality, or like what? Because it
ain't got to be. I think situation like this.
Yeah, the reality. I think both sides kind of was playing the game a little bit. The guy that was saying too, and then that you
had some
no,
not the women.
I ain't got dragged like that. But yeah, it was some of the women that was in there.
9,000.
Yeah, that was saying shit like 9,000.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Looking like she was looking.
Yeah. And I think that really what they all said is the true thing, which will be where you at, why you need this money, XYZ. Because I imagine if like you went out, we talked about where you're going, and then you would be equipped with whatever you need to have whatever time you're supposed to have. So why would you be needing the Cash App thing? But I think what would be reasonable, within reason for your for whatever you're doing. Like I'm trying to think of a scenario where this could make sense.
You thinking too far too. You want to let you want to give yourself some some time.
Well, my thing is like, are you asking me to answer this as what, like a single man, a current married man? Like
not about you, a current married man. Just you. Let's say it's just your girlfriend,
and she like just randomly hit me like, "Hey, cash me out some money."
Yeah, can you I just need some help. Can you send me a couple of dollars?
Need help with what?
Yeah, but, like need help. Yeah, I don't really understand that kind of talk. Like, I don't know what that means.
So I don't understand that kind of talk.
Yeah, you really need some help. Like I don't like. I personally.
So let me ask you.
Try and stay away from like the struggle females.
Let me ask you this. So if
that's why you need an income basement. You get away from them struggle females. The females that be struggling, they probably pretty. They got their nails and lashes done and all that shit.
But most times they don't though. In reality, like the thing is that the women that are like not doing well, they say this income basement thing that you're talking about, they just be regular people. Then it's not like
what help me understand what you're saying.
What I'm saying is that like the idea that they have these to me, social media be making these expectations seem like they real. People don't actually be asking for shit like that. I've never experienced.
Okay, all right.
I've never even like heard somebody else tell me some shit.
That woman
like
who
that.
said $9,000 knew she was lying.
All right, she was saying some shit.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they don't be. I don't know.
But that's why I was like I had to kind of like try and understand what the question was and put me in a place, or if we're just giving like a pure hypothetical, because it's not a thing that I really run across, and it's not like if my wife is asking me for, I don't know, like she like a scenario I can see could make sense is if she forgot her wallet, she went out to brunch with a homegirl. Hey, can you cash at me XYZ so I can tap it and do whatever. Cool.
So in that instance, she left her phone, but it's not. I want to
left her cards and shit.
Whatever. She left whatever she not able to pay, and she asked if you mind taking care of it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Would you ask her how much is it, or would you just send?
Yeah, I just say how much you need.
So in generally speaking, if you were ever like if you were talking to a woman,
spending no blind money for no damn reason.
So you would ask like what you need it for. If she said you need to spare a couple of dollars, you would be like what you need it for before. Yeah. Tell me what you did.
I want to know what you need it for. Like I might be supplying a date for another nigga for all that. Like I'm just saying that's the extreme, but yeah, I want to know what it's being supplied for.
I guess for me, like I want to know what it is, but it's more because you
just sending blind money.
No. I want to know what it is so that I know about what kind of number I should be thinking of. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's why I want to know.
I would just ask like how much you need for what. I think it kind of eliminates everything. If they're gonna lie to you, they're gonna lie to you. But I would just ask.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Like, but like I'm saying, like typically, if your girl goes out, you typically know where she's going for whatever she's doing. At least like that's like the base communication that we have. Like, hey, man, I'm about to go. Da 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 da. It's not like either one is required, but typically just off of common consideration. And especially got a newborn, so like if she's about to go out and do something with like her, like I got a brunch date with XYZ. Typically she's gonna let me know that like 5 days in advance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably gonna forget until that morning, but and then I'm like, oh yeah, you did say that. Next what? And so I know I'm gonna be going there like from this to this, and yeah, like if she needs something during that point in time, then I already have a framing and understanding, and then I imagine she's gonna be like, I left XYZ. Now if I'm going to like your original hypothetical of like a girlfriend just saying, hey, cash at me so much, like I'm not interested in that kind of girl. That's a red flag. You want a struggle bus, or if that's just the way that you kind of operate, yeah.
I don't really care as much as like if you like the struggle part. As long as it's like very like you got to have certain shit. I ain't with that income base. You got to make at least 45, 50. I don't
listen, whatever your basement is, if you ain't got a basement, she gonna ask for that cash app at some point.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not really mad at you asking me for something.
Okay.
I'm not really mad at that. I mean, I'm honestly, I'm the type of dude. I feel like
that's you don't care about cash apping. Tell him Big Trick. I like it.
Big Trick. It's my old lady, bro. He said it's your girl, bro.
Bro, all right. So what did I just set the scenario at? I just talked about wife. Then I said if I engage in what you set it up as.
Yeah, I said girlfriend.
Like your girlfriend that you just.
If it was my girlfriend.
But then you just threw it back to wife. You said that's not my wife.
That's my girl, my old lady. I said that's my old lady. Like to me, girlfriend, old lady, that's the same shit. You could be an old. That don't mean like you married. What I'm saying is that like I just ain't no like I believe that like that's a that kind of comes with it.
Yeah.
I believe in that.
Talk to him real. If you dating real, send them random cash.
No, ain't no. I ain't say you send me no.
Tell that nigga that you need some money just off the strength.
All right.
That's what else are you saying?
What I'm saying is that I don't expect to, as a man, I don't expect that it's going to be something that's going to be her paying for herself. It's going to cost. It's going to cost me being with you. I already know.
What you mean her paying for herself?
Pretty much.
Like you paying the bills and
like
shit?
The separate idea of like your money is your money, and the whole thing where it's like I have an expectation that you will be asking me to help with things. That's my expectation.
So if a woman becomes your girlfriend, you're paying for them bills.
I didn't say I'm paying your bills, but I know that.
So what you
plan
paying
to
for?
help. I definitely plan to help.
You gonna put in on her bills?
No, I plan to help. So you making it sound like more
so what are you
tricking. What I'm saying is that
like it sounds like you're tricking. I'm trying to understand.
No, it's not tricking.
You just
it's not tricking.
You just said if I get with you, I plan that you should expect me to help.
Yeah,
with bills and shit.
Well, are you saying with bills and shit? You're making it sound like I make monthly payments. I'm not talking about making monthly payments type of shit. But
so how often can she ask for that cash app?
I don't know. I never see you looking at it like it. You looking at it a different way than I look at it.
Come on, talk to me. I just want to know.
I understand what you're trying to ask, but it's not like a specific frequency. But there is a frequcy in which.
But you said that you expect to help, and you want her to expect that you're going to be throwing some dollars.
In addition to her, being with me,
not wife, but just girlfriend
easier for you. Yes, I believe that being with the man.
So what does that mean? So what does that mean? Like you gonna help pitch in on something at what frequency? If you're gonna make her life easier,
you talking about you when you add the frequency on it, now it's like responsibility.
So give me some examples. Like so, how on in a month's time are you making her life easier?
It different. Okay, so like put the giving you gas money for your car, like that's something that I don't mind randomly doing some shit like that, or going and taking your car to get an oil change. I'll just do some shit like that. It's not like a frequency, like I'm going to make your life. That's part of what I feel that's part of my responsibility.
So maybe this makes it
your life easier.
So if on a month, like for a girlfriend, what kind of monthly?
You talking about a monthly budget that you gonna put out? No, it's not. That's what I'm saying. It's not like that.
What's like your expenditure for doing shit for? How much you gonna do shit for a month?
See, that's what I'm saying.
Because it sounds like maybe the things
you're
are
trying
change.
to make it sound like an allowance or something that I'm willing to contribute to your life and just peel off just because.
What else are you saying?
No, what I'm saying. Okay,
it sounds like you're saying it sounds like you would probably budget a certain amount of money. You might allot it in different ways, but it's like a certain amount that you're going to be giving to her to make her life easier financially.
All right, bro.
LTO said y'all are both married.
We are.
But
I'm just trying to understand Real's like his POV on.
So you didn't understand what I was saying.
Tricking.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, I'm figuring it was a rocket science.
It's something I heard the other day. In order to be tricking on a woman, she got to be a hoe. So like that's the bit in my head. Like when these women be like they got tricks, it'd be like, so you a whore? Like
well, we changing the definition of what we classified as tricking. If we're saying that. I understand like the joke of that, but
no.
All right. So I guess I'll ask Tone. So with like if you have a hypothetical girlfriend. There's a certain allotment of money that you're paying.
Stop calling it an allotment. That's the problem. You calling it an allotment like it's like I have a responsibility. It's more of a I'm gonna help out because this is what I want to do. I'm
gonna keep it.
When y'all not living together, you're paying things to help this person.
Yeah, that's the difference.
No, so what I'm saying is that really. Like.
Yeah, I've been in both situations.
I ain't paying no goddamn bills or no extra shit. If, like when we go and do things, that's cool. But like,
so you ain't no. I just get. Well, honestly, like when the way I never mind, fuck it. I ain't gotta go into it. Do we got any comments that's on this tone? Let's see what the room thinks.
Those are marriage level benefits, not girlfriend benefits.
Who was that?
That's Chuck.
That's Chuck.
Oh, it's Chuck.
Who was cash apping her money before you became her boyfriend?
Oh no.
I was definitely doing that. Wives get allowances, not girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't tricking if you got it.
Weezy.
While you giving her money, what is she helping you out with besides sex?
Oh yeah, so yeah, I got requirements too.
What would those things be?
Oh, a plate is number one.
So your girl
is a regular plate.
We talking about like a girlfriend you don't live with.
Yeah, so I can still get a fucking plate. I can't get a plate because I don't live with you.
Like, what is the frequency?
Oh
of the
no, see, that's why you see that.
No,
that's why we defer.
No, I don't understand what you're saying. Like, what
so
frequency
the thing
of
is that the expectation is that we gonna make each other's lives easier. So the thing that
all right, so let's just give me. I'm trying to understand this hypothetical. This is like an interesting like hypothetical. All right, so what frequency does she need to give you a plate?
I'd say I probably want me a plate. At least if we ain't living together, I want to make it over there to eat, man, at least twice a week.
Okay, so that's fair. Like,
at least twice a week.
Hey,
mess around and
can I get some food twice a week?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. You
and then and for her, that buys what?
See,
it's easy for you to quantify what the woman does. So now, what is that? What does that get
That's
her?
true. That's true. So I mean, at
It's
the end
hard
of the
for me to
day,
think of them terms too. But
it's I make a life. So like I said, if the gas money, I'm just gonna randomly do certain stuff. If you're benefiting me, I'm gonna reciprocate.
At what point would it be too much for you? Like if you looked at your bank statement and be like, oh, that's fair. And then one time you look at it and be like, man, you kind of went over.
So you in what you're saying, you pretty much would be thinking like I would be looking at it as like,
was this too much or
it's
was
almost
this
like because you
Chuck say 250 cash out per plate.
Why would you do that?
I think that each plate is the tank of gas. That's what I'm starting to think. It might be a tank of gas.
No. See, and this
the next one could be an oil change.
It ain't even. See, this is the thing. I don't believe in that in the keeping score shit either. I don't believe in the keeping score shit either. So like that's what I'm saying.
But there's like a general value system to it though. Like if she's like only giving you like a one plate a week, you're not gonna be as inclined to give her as much of them just because I feel like it.
Yeah, I think
or she could just give you like she can get off with one plate.
No,
and she still get that.
See, the thing is that and what I would hope is that you value my you value me enough to where the one plate wouldn't be a thing. 2 plates we would kind of make it something that we do back and forth regularly. So it's not like
what's that mean?
Like that you would be more you would be comfortable with asking me with honestly, I don't even see why you would ask like something
ask me for some money. Well, because
we
talking about asking
honestly,
for money.
like I don't believe in like the you shouldn't really unless something comes up. I don't see where you would really have to ask like something like gas or like I'm just naturally going to do a thing. So like something like gas. So if I see some your tires ball or something like that, so I can get you a tire. I'll get you a tire.
So every time she get like at a quarter, she go like, hey, you can shoot me something for that gas tank. Is that cool?
Man, let's talk.
I'm trying to understand, bro.
I'm trying. Let's
like
talk
like if you get a little hungry, you can be like, hey, you got something to eat over there.
What you cook? You cook over there? Yeah.
So could she be like, hey, you can shoot me something for that tank?
Yes, you can.
Okay, all right. Okay,
yeah,
that's fair.
Go to shorty with the pink hat, and then I'm gonna tap out. We just talked.
What is the disproportionality of black men with podcasts that use that energy to bash black women versus white men? Right? That's not the main topic. Like a lot of times they're being dragged and interrogated on these podcasts. On average, like their podcasts are centered around women. You would have no show if these girls don't come on. In a world where we do need more black professionals in certain areas, like no shade, I think, and I don't condone it because I do think the term sassy man apocalypse or whatever is homophobic, but I think that people use that term because you see more men wanting to argue with women about women's issues. We don't go around telling y'all what y'all need to do. You can't tell black men, but y'all always telling black women about themselves, and I know with terrible hygiene. It's black men who need to get their life together and stop on these and get their own apartment. It's a lot of shit black men need to do. But the minute we tell y'all to go get a training and a certificate and better yourself, God forbid, you're wrong. God forbid. But when these non-black women meet y'all when y'all are already successful and take you for everything, Kanye. Sorry. And all the NFL players and basketball players that get rich. The white girls don't even graduate college all the time. They just
married
get a D1
out of it.
Word and just have a baby.
Can black girls do that? What they call us when we do that?
Gold digger.
Gold diggers.
But the minute I challenge you to be a better person, it's a problem. What is the disproportionality of black men with podcasts?
And I forgot that she kind of went everywhere with it.
Yeah, but so like the thing is like there's parts that I disagree and then I agree with.
Exactly.
So it's kind of where did you want to address this?
Yeah, so I wanted to address the part of like the is it that we don't tune into white guys podcasts, or is there not really a space where white guys have shows speaking the same way?
No, they definitely do. And white women. Shout out Pearly Things. But yeah, I think that she's a victim of her algorithm. And so like she's just seeing the black guy because there are like prominent black guys that have it.
Oh yeah,
but like Romo Tomasi, like it's all the white guys that dress up in the little cheap suits.
Was it Angel Destiny?
Yeah, well, Destiny's
the political John.
Yeah, he did like the debates and shit. But he's not really like he wouldn't be talking.
Who's the white guy that's sitting that looks like it looks almost? It's a white guy that's sitting around with the girls the same way that your boys used to do it.
It's a few of them.
Oh yeah, so
like,
yeah,
it could be like Rollo Tomasi. It could like I said, I don't really remember all the white guy creators because I'm black. So like I can name like the Donovan Sharp or the Fresh and Fit or the Kevin Samuels or whatever the new dude is. I can't remember his name. Boozy or Sloozy, whatever.
Okay, so what did you agree with that? She said because that was the portion where I was questionable because I know I don't watch a lot of white guys talk about the things. And I know that we definitely have had a lot of our shows dedicated, not us.
So I agree that. Well, my bad. Like I disagree on like this first initial take. Like this is a black man phenomenon. The manosphere isn't even like black man first, basically.
Yeah.
Or I don't even know if we like consume the most of the manosphere. And a lot of the larger, what is it? Creators are white men. And that's why it became an offshoot, like the black manosphere was its own thing as well. So like I disagree with that part.
Now she said I disagree with everything she said. So what did you agree on that she said?
I thought that the idea of so to me, fair is fair. And like if we're all critiquing each other, that's fair. If we're all not critiquing each other, that's fair. And I think that both sexes end up being inside like their own little like battle of it, where one could say like I think you used the point like black men haven't had a voice, so like right now they're super loud on it, XYZ. And black women have always had a voice, and so like da.
Right.
I would say that it's way rarer, in my opinion. It's harder for me to think of like the examples of like the black woman sphere where there's like a consistency of like bashing black men to the point where it becomes like hyperbolic outliers. And you be like, see, that's the thing that we be talking about. Inside 2025. I don't know if like there's like this big consistent thing of that. It seems like more of them kind of like make more of an attempt to not do the thing and big up black men. But when it does happen, it becomes like a really, really big thing because of the whole, in comparison, like black men, fairly enough, have been getting their shit off. And like I said, for me, I always try and approach conversations and thoughts fairly even, where, you know what I mean? If we getting our shit off, we can't be too mad if she's getting her shit off too. But if we gonna like want to protect the sanctity of like the black woman or want the black man protected, then it probably has to be some give and take to it. I think that was a fair point. And I think, like the passport bro ready made thing that they You give, but that's like his own different version of a conversation. Why black people look at the status symbol of white women as the thing to have when you're successful as an assortment, not assortment, as an ornament. Ornament, yeah.
To me, now that you pointed out, to me, the whole thing was a victimhood rant.
Okay,
that's what it sounded like to me. Because like I said, I don't know like the section of the white men podcast that's doing it. I don't watch them, so I couldn't say. I was wanting to ask, is there a space? But then when you pointed it out and you start naming, I'm like, okay, yeah, I have seen these guys, and I have seen examples outside of the names that you said. So, okay, I don't agree with that. Then the idea of like I don't think. First off, I know that YouTube is not a very heavy female space.
I don't know if that's true still.
I damn near just about all of the women in my, and that's why I think I applaud your family, because the black women in your family, like, still they don't mind looking at the show and da. Like, none of the women in my family watch podcasts, and they'll just tell you, like, it's not that I don't want to watch your show, it's just that I don't watch podcasts. And that's generally what I hear when I put a woman onto the pod. They say, well, I really don't watch podcasts. You know what I mean? That's what I hear all the time. When I damn near the majority of the time when it's not they, and they make sure to say, like, it's not that I'm trying not to support you. It's just that I don't watch podcasts. And that's, like I say, that's the norm that I hear.
But do you agree? Like, all right, so you're talking about watching podcasts, right? Not just consuming YouTube in general,
right? So, but the shows that we're talking about, those are podcasts. So you wouldn't like and I actually, there was a minute where you had a couple of women that was coming in hot, doing it around the Kevin Samuels like that. It was, I remember seeing it, but it just didn't get traction. It just didn't get traction. Like the only time you really gonna get that large female base is when you like pandering to them. The Derek Jackson, and that's his name, right?
That's necessarily true.
Or some gossip shit.
I don't know, because I know like 85 South, when I was even just watching that, like, they had a good female, they have a good female base, and that went over to Poor Minds, where they have like, and I actually want to look at what their base is more now, like that they further along. But I just think it is that we're not women, so we don't necessarily see those.
Yeah, but like there's some huge, especially white women based podcasts. I think like some of like inside like the top 3 highest paid podcasters. I forget, what is it? Like it's another one of them smut podcasts, but it's white women based.
Smut podcast. What you mean? What are they doing?
Like, they talk about like their sexual exploitations.
I would say,
I forget what the name of
just from my experience, I would say women probably tend to watch what they're like, definitely what they're interested in. Like, my girl don't watch much podcasts except about plants. If it's about plants and gardening, she will sit there and watch that shit.
But then I also think that they watch like a lot of things that aren't podcasts, but are kind of podcasts.
Yeah.
Whether it's gonna be like their favorite person that's doing their quick little witty reporting thing, or the person that they like that gives their little reviews, Love Island, or the person that they like they have their own little thing that they consume, and which that's why I want to say, because like specifying podcasts is important, because women consume a lot of YouTube. I just don't know if it, like, they don't dive into the, I don't know if they dive. I think, damn, that's kind of crazy. Probably men consume more of the relationship conversation podcast than women.
I believe so.
Yeah, like
that's an interesting thing to kind of grapple with in your brain.
I don't think
what that means.
That accountability and relationship podcasting is way too high for that. You're not gonna get but of women listening to.
Nah, I think it's different though, because of the podcast that men, because I would imagine.
Well, shit, Kevin Samuels had a big, women were calling in all the time.
Well, true, but I think guys, like, it makes sense for guys to listen to like the version of podcast, like the relationship podcast that happened now, because it's like the lenses them. Like, it's their POV and them being able to, kind of see women get dunked on and shitted on XYZ. My thing would be that even like because I wouldn't look at women's relationship podcasts to take shape like that, and frame up, like, I would think it'd be like way more like however women want to have the conversation, but it will be different. But those aren't like the biggest podcasts for women. It's just like a male phenomenon a little bit. and then you'll get like some women that engage with it, depending on how you're doing it. But like generally speaking, it is interesting that men consume so much of relationship content. Okay.
Unc said podcast took over barbershop talk. A lot of guys don't go to the barbershop, so they listen to podcasts and do barbershop talk over podcasts.
Okay.
I think that's actually a good point.
Well, if niggas ain't going to the barbershop, where they getting their haircut at?
We go bald, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
Oh, then y'all is going bald.
Nigga, we old.
I know I got
and a goddamn barber costs $50 a cut.
But even if people is still going to the barbershop, I think the podcast for men is still like a form of barbershop talk.
No, it is a form of barbershop talk.
Like the same thing.
Front porch talk, back porch talk, barbershop talk.
With women, I think women have more of a range of stuff that they're interested in than us. Like the more I'm sitting there thinking about it, like men kind of is typically the same. A lot of like or within the same. Like it's like men typically are kind of interested within the same realm of things. Sports. Fighting, it's like you get what I'm saying. Like it's a typical range of things where it's like women have.
I think women have like I would venture to say range. I think that men have bigger range. Like you, like it'd be like there's a big demographic of like Neil deGrasse Star Talk podcast watchers and love Nick or then you go to Joe Rogan and that's TV. like it's like niche and depending on who he has, he about to have a 3-hour talk about dinosaur fossils.
And what's that damn the white boy, the comedian white
Theo
boy?
Von.
Theo Von.
Like I think men honestly have way more of like bigger niches, but men, like a lot of men do love like that relationship shit. Women, a lot of that shit be like gossip talk, makeup.
That's what I said. Hair
plants
shit
or some shit like that. And hair, like makeup, hair, like beautification, and then gossip talk.
That's one thing I can say. Like I think it's like. I ain't gonna say a green flag for sure. I think that if you like a dude that's single, a green flag to like a girl a woman that has damn, I just lost the word. Pretty much something that she does in her leisure time, like what is it?
A hobby.
A hobby. I think that's a green flag. Like if it is dealing with plants or an actual hobby, something even if she like playing the video game, like whatever. If she has a hobby, that's a green flag. Some sewing or she does nails or what?
No, that was like such a
old school joke.
Yeah, old like sewing like yeah.
But yeah, something.
Yeah, some of them crochet. Some shit is whatever the fuck.
I get it. I'm just trying to imagine dating a woman and be like, nah, I just like to sit at home and crochet and watch the stories.
Watch the story. Yeah, no, but that's one of those green flags. I thought about that because it's like a lot of the time. Well, and this is not my situation. When I was younger in my marriage, my wife didn't used to like the game. I actually used to play the game a lot more too when I was younger. But like. I felt like a lot of the time that the game was a problem because you don't have a hobby. So like, if while I'm doing my thing, you actually were doing something.
You could just stop playing the game, bro.
Well, if it's something that I love to do, then fuck what you talking about.
What the fuck you playing that game for?
Yeah, when I was young, I used to play a lot more than I play now. That's what I did yesterday. I took a day to just fucking my wife and the kids. She took her and the kids went to my in-law, my sister-in-law's house. And I was just at the house all day by myself. I played the fucking game all day. I ain't played the game that much.
What game you?
A few years. You know, I got the whole sim racing, John.
Okay.
So I got the sim racing. I'm in the, you know what I mean, driving in Forza. Got the little gear shifter and all that shit. It's pretty cool. I don't play the shit like that though. I spent a lot of money just to look at that thing.
I do think I'm gonna invest on this GTA 6. I'm gonna get that.
Oh no, I'm gonna get GTA 6 for when the kids ain't home too.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play that one.
Yeah, I think whatever the thing is, you know what I mean? If you basketball, you like going to that's more, I would say that, I ain't gonna say it's more productive, but the fact that you're exercising makes it a little better, you know what I mean, than a nigga that's just sitting there. But they exercise, if you play the game, don't forget to exercise too, nigga. Everything else is fine.
If you're going on 40, don't forget to exercise. Like, that shit's necessary.
Yeah. But nah, play your fucking game, bro. But don't do it all day for sure. You got to check some boxes too. Make sure you check boxes. You can't be playing the game all the time.
Your hobbies podcasting. So why you getting on that man for playing video games?
Because his hobby podcasting too. No, I'm joking. I like black man get you a hobby for sure. Oh shit! we ain't gonna get to my question. Can I get one last meme? I think that when you said hobby that or black man, I think that this kind of triggered
black man triggered it.
Yeah. But it's the grits and eggs, dude. I think that I feel like I actually
what down here?
Yeah, try that one. Yeah, every nigga needs it. I thought this was good. I can't
be the only one, right?
But I mean,
you just left the party, you just left the function, and now you replaying every interaction you had while you was in there. And you questioning yourself, like, did I get too drunk? Was I too loud? Was I being obnoxious? Was I listening?
Real.
Did I over?
Yeah, that's me all day.
No, nigga, that's
all day.
It's probably all of us.
Stop replaying it.
Like I know that, like even when we have the big functions, the letdown the day after is its own full thing. Like first, like I'm first you get that quick little drunk sleep, and then after that, I'm almost kind of like in with my eyes closed, replaying so many different things in my head. Damn, was you an asshole out there? Did you cut like a lot of the things that he was running down? I'm kind of doing that exact same thing. But let's let him land.
Yeah, for me, I don't mind asking. I ask people too. Y'all know that about
bro.
Me.
Call every time after.
I'm a call, bro.
Like,
I'm a call.
Bro, I wasn't tripping.
I wasn't tripping. Was like, nah, bro.
I'm a call.
Except for that one time, that nigga was tripping.
That one time.
What one time?
He came in hot, nigga, like Booker T from the wrestling, nigga.
I don't remember it.
You have to do that girl like that, bro.
Oh damn. Who?
You don't remember for real?
No.
Yeah, it's only one scenario.
You was out there with Lone Ranger.
Yeah, he was out there with the Ranger.
Oh, y'all talking about, man, I was not trying to do that.
You ain't saying what you tried to do. You came in hot though,
okay.
motherfucker.
Oh, man.
Everybody was like, real?
Where'd you come from? We was here laughing and shit.
Wait.
I know what you're talking about now.
Let's see. I don't know. Try and restart it. I don't think it's that long, or we can cut off before it gets too long. But when he said that, I was like, "Damn, this is
Get your boy off the joint, bro."
So I can't be the only one, right? You just left the party, you just left the function, and now you replaying every interaction you had while you was in there, and you questioning yourself, like, did I get too drunk? Was I too loud? Was I being obnoxious? Was I listening? Did I overtalk everybody? Did I keep the joke going on too long? Stop replaying it. The moment already passed, my nigga. I don't know where these things stem from. It could stem from insecurity. It could stem from a self-centeredness or a narcissism. It could stem from an inferiority complex. But no matter what it stems from, the thing that I have relied on going forward is that everybody is leaving the exact same way as me. Everybody's leaving thinking about themselves. Everybody's leaving thinking about their own interactions. And nobody is really stunting you like that. That's the thing that brought me peace and solace. And though I still kind of get into those over analytical.
Yeah, it'd be like, no, that's a good one. Nobody's stunting you.
Yeah.
Especially when you're around like good people that's your people. You ain't got to worry about, like, even if the conversation just come up amongst niggas, you know it's all love. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's not in there's no malice.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, right.
Bad faith.
Right. Man, it's just little shit. It ain't
but I know that like that feeling, it's like such a weird, and I heard the term like shame before, but like to me, like there is almost like when you get turned up and the day after, there's like this, like you're dealing with the best word that I could use is like a version of shame of like, was I this thing and make an ass out of myself in some way? Right. I feel bad for like you didn't even have to be like, and the thing is like you could be completely sober sometimes. Like if it's a big enough interaction,
right.
moving
for sure,
parts,
you don't have to be drinking for sure.
But like it does exacerbate it because like you like now you're a little less on 10. And because of that, like you like it's just an interesting thing that I know that any big thing. I remember after Unpack used to be a 1-2 for me. Because of it was so much, and this was like early on, it was so much conversation that I had to like sit in that next day almost like digest. Damn, like it was so much happening, especially with all these different voices things. And did I expect, because I'm hosting, so like, was I over talking?
Yeah, I think
by the end of it, I was this thing. Damn, did I let it? And it'd be so much, especially here with y'all. I don't really, it hasn't really been a thing like that. But I know, especially inside like those different little scenarios, and don't let a little bit of alcohol happen. That reflection the day after, you be like,
I know what you're talking about. That was another reason why I like I like working where I work at now better too. It's because it's so much less interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are interacting, it's just male interaction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's not really. It's it's just so much easier, straight to the point. Niggas say what, you know what I mean, and you don't even know anything about me. I don't know anything about you. When we do talk, it's just shoot shit real quick, and then I'm back by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like I enjoyed that a lot more. But shoot, even here at the pod, I was talking to Tone. I'm just one of those people. Y'all know that about me. I'll sit there and start cutting myself, and oftentimes it don't be necessary. But I'm gonna ask, because I know that I'll go too far.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that shit into the next day, and so I actually have to ask somebody and make sure, because it could turn into something much worse than, you know what I mean. It's not necessary. I've seen myself just take shit way too far, and so I don't mind. Shit, I hit a nigga up. Hey, bro, when I was over there, such and such, was that? You know what I mean? Because the thing is, I try to be intentional, and then sometimes I find myself getting into spaces where I'm not as intentional. So like, I want to make sure that I'm not coming off in a way that I don't mean to. A lot of times, because I know I'm a direct person too. Mm-hmm. I say what's on my mind. I'm honest. You know what I mean? And people that have been around me know that, like, I'll fuck around and say the thing, but it's not my intent is never to cut. Like, it ain't coming from no crazy place. But sometimes I might fuck around and say something that, you know. And so I always have to check back in.
Yeah. Hey, Tone, could you type in self-loathing? I want to make sure I have the correct definition. It might be absolutely correct. I think.
Oh, that's Davo.
Yeah, it's pretty much like downing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I think he ran down a couple things that is, generally speaking, a deepening or a deep and intense dislike of oneself. Often characterized
by persistent negative thoughts and feelings about one's worth and value.
Okay,
yeah, I can get into that. That's exactly what it is. It'll go from the situation and me just kind of being like, damn, did I embarrass myself? And then if I let it go on too long, it'll definitely become self-loathing. If I don't actually say something, you know what I mean? It'll become self-loathing.
Gotcha.
For me.
See, I don't know if mine's necessarily stems inside like because the deep and intense dislike for oneself. I don't think I necessarily have that as much as I think he said a couple things like the there's a space of, like, you could put imposter syndrome up there, you could put an overimportance up there, and like, even if you take those two and you mix them, and then I forget, it was another one that he said where you kind of are like balancing self, who you think you are, who everyone thinks you. For
sure.
Yeah, like people's expectations of you, and then like this weird little ballet of shit. And like, I think that a lot of times those kind of like be the thing. I don't know like the necessarily perfect term to like speak to it through, but that ends up being a lot of what ends up being balanced, in my opinion. Or like at the moment of what I think of it. I wouldn't even say that's like my full opinion.
So I wanted to make sure we get what time.
Oh no, we passed 3, my boy.
Yeah, I wanted to see some more of them, read some more of them comments.
You can come over here and read them, bro.
Yeah, I'll read them.
All right, so nonetheless, our guy Johnny, he texted me. He said he took some Pepto-Bismol. He said that he's okay. He made it back home. He's taking his car to the when you get the car. Oh, what's the
auto bill?
Auto bill, yeah. They said that they upcharged for what is it? Diarrhea cleanup.
Explosive diarrhea
cleanup. But and it was crazy. I think he said that he was sitting and it pushed through and it made it to the back seat. But they said they'll clean it up. It's an upcharge. But took the Pepto-Bismol. He's doing okay. Right. He's doing okay. We'll check in later with him, you know. But with that said, this has been a fun episode. We've kind of like hit around the horn. We hit a little Diddy. We hit a little why people more gay now. It was really like why women more gay, because we ain't even touch on like men.
You can touch on men by yourself, but
that's a good pause.
but we did a little bit.
No, it was mostly like what these gay women I be seeing outside.
No, bro.
What else
he
you
didn't
said?
Get to that though.
Bro, he said you be seeing studs everywhere, bro. It's all
you said the same shit too.
It's all he see, bro.
You be seeing. You see.
You didn't hear me say I be seeing.
You ain't say it
everywhere.
today. You said it like, man, fuck. That's why niggas don't be. That's
Said
what
all you be seeing.
Niggas don't be living their rap.
Can we say is dyke dark cool? Like, can we use the word dyke still?
I don't know.
But I don't count no more. Because wait, what? One of them's black. What's the black one?
Bulldogger.
Oh man.
Hey, that was a fucked up one they used to call.
I feel like
that one just feels very.
I feel like that's only for women that walk around with the strap on them.
Hey, that's crazy that they do that. Like, what? For what reason do you do that?
Let them know they got that piece on them. It can happen any point in time.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, I can pull this plastic out anytime.
Put it on you, not feel a thing. But like, and like that's kind of like that Diddy shit we was talking. Never mind. We ain't going there. But yeah.
This is the to be fair.
Oh, my bad. That was the Kanye shit that I was talking about. But yeah, we
ain't going there.
But Real is about to end this.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate y'all tapping in with us, man. This has been a great show.
Somebody just came and said, "What you do if a couple BBC thugs ran up in your streamer setup?" Then somebody said, "Are you two?" I don't know. They said Croat, if so, y'all make a cute couple.
All right.
They said what?
This has been the To Be Fair show. You two, Johnny B's, you
bro.
Oh damn! Who done made a? Oh shit! We on the couch together with the type.
I think the community done came in.
Oh,
hey, get us out of here!
We out.
Damn, niggas.